Yo, what is going on, hockey fans? It is your boy, Neil Villapiano. I'm the host of the Devils State of Mind podcast, and welcome to another exciting watch-along right here on the Hockey Podcast Network, the best place to get everything that is for the hockey fan that you are. I hope you guys are excited as much as I am for this game and, doing another watch-along. I believe this is now the fourth watch-along I've already done or that I'm doing now. That so far in this very early season, we're into basically the second week of the season, and there's been a couple games for every team. So, teams are still trying to slowly get themselves going and obviously get off to a good start. And both of these teams going into tonight's matchup have certainly got off to a very, very good start. As tonight's matchup, if you saw basically the picture that we have in front for the live watch along, you are here to watch along with me, the Buffalo Sabres taking on the New Jersey Devils. And obviously with myself being the host of the Devils State of Mind podcast and covering the New Jersey Devils, you obviously know who I'm going with. This live watch along and everything that we do is sponsored by the awesome people at DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure you use our promo code right down below, THPN, when you use it. That we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all, people who are just tuning in and people that are going to come on as the night goes along. Thank you guys so much for all the support you guys give us. We really do appreciate it. Make sure to also click a like on this watch along and also click the subscribe button so you can check out all the content that we do and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new content we post here on the YouTube channel. I also wanted to mention this. Towards the end of the last live watch along I did, which was last Friday in the Devils' overtime victory to open up the season against the Chicago Blackhawks, we were just about 14 subscribers away from 300. Well, just before I jumped on here today, I can officially say that the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel has just reached 300 subscribers. Thank you all so much for subscribing and following us along. We really, really do appreciate it. And we're trying to continue to get more and more subscribers here because, folks, let me tell you something. We have so much content that's going to be coming your way, from these live watch-alongs to just, 5 takeaway videos to other hockey content here on the podcast network as well as here on the YouTube channel. And we would greatly appreciate if you guys, do that. That would be phenomenal to continue to support us, share our content as we continue to try to build ourselves as to becoming, without a doubt, the number one place for all hockey fans. So let's start talking about this game as we're about 20 minutes or so from puck drop. So again, it's Buffalo Sabres taking on the New Jersey Devils. Last year, when these two teams met up, there wasn't really much to talk about. Both teams towards the bottom of the East Division, as you call it. But early on in the season, with the Sabres playing 4 games and the Devils playing 3, both teams have gone off to what I guess you could say a relatively surprising start to the season. The Buffalo Sabres in particular, as they come into this game, a very impressive 3-1. They're actually coming off their first loss last night to the Boston Bruins. It was a 4-1 loss at home. The funny thing from that game was, I believe that was Taylor Hall's first time back in Buffalo, I believe, or one of the first couple times that he's been back since he obviously was traded from Buffalo to Boston. And he scored an empty net goal, and then he kind of did this whole stare down of the entire Buffalo crowd that was there, or what was of the Buffalo crowd. And honestly speaking, as a Devils fan who also has had my experiences with Taylor Hall, that's just kind of, I guess, who he is. I don't really know what he necessarily has an axe to grind with the Sabres fans, but it is what it is. But the Buffalo Sabres have definitely come into the season with very little to no expectations. We still have the craziness with Jack Eichel, who at this very moment, we got this yesterday from Emily Kaplan of ESPN saying that Jack Eichel and his team are making one last Hail Mary attempt to convince the Buffalo Sabres organization to allow him to get the disc replacement surgery, the artificial hip or shoulder surgery, which has never been done by a hockey player, but actually the recovery time would be much quicker than what the other option that the Sabres want him to do. And the Sabres and every team in the NHL, according to the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, they have the last say in when it comes to deciding what type of surgery, whatever the case may be, the player can do. So it's unfortunate for Jack Eichel. Last week, we had up to about 5 teams that were interested in Jack Eichel. And now, basically, I don't think there's a single team out there, reportedly at least, that is interested. So the big question mark, again, is still, when is Jack Eichel's time in Buffalo officially going to be done? Where is he going to be moving to? Only time will tell. At this point, it feels like any team could come in at any moment and get him for very little, because I feel like as this progresses more and more, the value of Eichel is going to be less and less. And if the Sabres really do want to move Jack Eichel, they're not going to get the asking price that they've been asking for so long. So we will see what happens as that moves along. But right now, the Sabres are not focused on that. They're focused on, like I said, an impressive 3-1 start to the season. They started off with a 5-1 victory over the Montreal Canadiens at home. Then they beat the Arizona Coyotes 2-1 in a shootout at home. And then they beat the Vancouver Canucks earlier this week on Tuesday, 5-2. And then obviously, like I mentioned before, they lost 4-1 at home to the Buffalo Sabres, to the Boston Bruins. And that finished up their 4-game homestand to start the year. So this is the Sabres' first road game of the 2021-22 NHL season. Now, shifting over to the Devils obviously have gotten up to a very solid start, something that myself and many Devils fans were hoping to see. If you guys were with me during the previous watch-along, we saw the Devils get a 4-3 overtime victory over the Blackhawks to open up the season. Jack Hughes getting himself 2 goals. Then you go to a couple days later on Tuesday night earlier this week, the Devils beat the Seattle Kraken in their first ever matchup in what they call now the Cryptid Cup between those two, I guess you could say somewhat rivals, considering how crazy physically that game was and how much pushing and shoving there was. It was just absolutely crazy. And obviously the biggest thing was Jack Hughes getting hurt. And we're obviously going to see how long it takes for him to come back with a separated shoulder. They said the Devils put him on IR retroactive to the 19th. And next week, they'll get a reevaluation to see what happens long term. It's basically how long will it take for Jack Hughes to come back. And right now he's doing rehab with the trainers. He's not going to need surgery, which is definitely a blessing. So it does look like there's a very good chance that Jack Hughes will be back at some point. How long will that be? Unfortunately, we really don't know. And then you go to Thursday night's game. The Devils pretty banged up, a lot of their main guys out of the lineup, and they took a pretty, I wouldn't say demoralizing, but frustrating 4-1 loss to the Washington Capitals, which now the Devils have lost their last 9 games in a row to the Capitals dating back to last season. So the Devils come in. This is their 4th game of the year, the 4th of a 5-game homestand to kick off the season. They're looking to try to bounce back here and try to move to 3-1 against a Buffalo Sabres team that, even though they're projected to finish dead last and they are tanking, they're no pushover considering how they've started the year. So it'll be very, very interesting. And then the Devils will wrap up their homestand to start the year on Tuesday, the 26th, against the Calgary Flames. Blake Coleman making his Devils return, his Prudential Center return. I'm actually going to be there personally. So it'll be my first live Devils game to go see in well over a year, about a year and a half. So if you are at that game as well, don't be afraid to come up and say hi to me. I love talking with you guys. I love talking about, hockey, the Devils in particular. That would be great. And I hope you guys come by and say hi. So that's kind of the big things moving into this. The biggest storylines going into this game are 2 things, and both of them involve the Devils. Number 1, Ty Smith is now fully healthy and is making his season debut tonight. So the Devils, for the first time this year, are actually going to have their full defensive core healthy, which is obviously a blessing. So it's going to be Ryan Graves and Dougie Hamilton, obviously, on that top defensive pairing. Second defensive pairing will be Jonas Siegenthaler and PK Subban. And then Damon Severson and Ty Smith will be on that third defensive pairing. I would expect that that's going to change as the season progresses. But I think early on, they just want to get particularly Severson, who is playing in just his 3rd game since coming back, and Ty Smith making his season debut, kind of start him off slow and easy and kind of, progress from there. And then the biggest news that we got today was Lindy Ruff announced that rookie goaltender Nico Daws will be making his NHL debut tonight, as he will be in net. Number 50 on the Devils, to be exact. He will be making his NHL debut and starting in net for the New Jersey Devils. The Buffalo Sabres are going with Dustin Tokarski, as Craig Anderson played last night. So they're going to give Anderson the night off and give to Tokarski, who got the win in his last start. he will be making the start. He will be the starter for the Buffalo Sabres going into this one. So we have a very interesting goaltending matchup, and I'm sure the Devils are going to try very hard to give Nico Daws as much support as they can to give him some confidence and kind of go from there. Nico Daws, earlier this morning talked about his parents found out very early this morning and made the trip from Canada down to New Jersey. So they're going to be, at the Rock tonight. So another debut for another Devil. We've had several debuts already. So that's kind of interesting how we've had this many so far. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, make sure to leave a comment. I will share it on the screen. I will do it as much as I can as the game progresses. And I'm also obviously going to be giving you guys play-by-play as best as I can as well. So we have a pretty intriguing matchup here. Speaking about it from a Devils perspective, it's hard not to want to look at this game and say, well, we're playing Buffalo and we really should be able to win this game. Buffalo has proven so far they're not pushovers in the way that they're playing. I can see why people already want to say that they're going to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, they're already preparing the Stanley Cup parade right by the Niagara Falls. So they're definitely prepared for that. But in all seriousness, they are definitely off to a good start. They want to continue to move forward. The Devils injury report at the moment, Mackenzie Blackwood is still out with his heel injury. Miles Wood out with a lower body. A couple other guys as well. They're going to be out. Jonathan Bernier as well. So it's going to be Nico Daws starting in net with Scott Wedgwood backing him up. Scott Wedgwood being the starter in the 4-1 loss to the Washington Capitals. So let's go to some of your comments now. My guy Isha or VI Sports Talk says, let's go Buffalo, best team in the league. I can't really argue that considering how they've started the year. I would say the only other team that has been as good is the Florida Panthers, who continue to roll. Sergei Bobrovsky has found the fountain of youth in a way, and he's really redeemed himself early on this year, making himself a very early favorite to win the Vezina Trophy. But we'll see how things progress as the year goes along. David Luis Ramos saying, I wonder how today's game will go. I think we all wonder that as well. He also says, I think it's going to be 4-3. And then he says 4-3 Devils. Okay, so that would be a hope. For me, it doesn't really matter what the score is. As long as the Devils can find a way to win, that would be the most important thing to me. For me personally, I'm going to go 4-2 Devils. I feel like you're going to see a lot of scoring within the first 40 minutes. And then in the third, you're going to see the Devils in particular, like they do a lot, kind of play back, play more conservative hockey, and try to keep the Sabres from scoring. If the Devils can just lock it down defensively and certainly play even a little bit better than they did defensively in the last game, I think they should have a lot of success tonight. The Soda Pod, which covers the Minnesota Wild on the Hockey Podcast Network, says 4-3 Buffalo. Skinner scores a shootout winner. Yeah, I hate shootouts, and I've never, in the last 5-6 years as a Devils fan, never believed the Devils would win a shootout game no matter what shootout they're in. Even now, I would just still be like, no, they're not winning this. That's just my attitude. And speaking of Jeff Skinner, this is the Jeff Skinner that Sabres fans have wanted to see for a while now, and it's great to see that he's gaining his confidence back. He's actually performing very, very well. And we'll see how long he can continue it, because if he's going to be rolling like this, the Sabres are going to continue to suppress some people and win a lot more games than I think people expect them to do. My guy, Jersey Joe, predicting a 5-2 Devils victory. I wanted to give him, by the way, some credit, because earlier this morning he was talking to me about most likely the Devils are going to make some calls from Utica and things like that. And also he said, I would expect Nico Daws to make the start against Buffalo. He was right about both things, so I wanted to give him credit for that. Ish is saying, what's up, Neil? What's up, Ish? By the way, I do have the wine here in case anybody wants to know. And if anybody who's new that doesn't know what I'm talking about, I've kind of become the wine man, I guess you could say, on the Hockey Pod Network. And this isn't just any type of wine. This is Villapiano homemade wine. So every year around the first 2 weekends of October, we make wine down in my parents' basement. We get grapes from a place up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is relatively close to Newark, where the Devils play. So if you guys know that area pretty well, you know what I'm talking about. We use my grandparents' old wine press, which is well over 100 years old, and we've been making wine in this country for very, very long time, even more back over in Italy, where my family's originated from. So it's something that I do, and I drink it every time I do a live watch along or when I'm on after hours. And I enjoy doing it, and so I'm going to enjoy it here. And I got to learn, by the way, to take some breaks because obviously when you're doing a live watch along by yourself, it's a little bit harder because you got to try to keep the entertainment going. Isha saying Buffalo wins in a shootout. Fair enough. So we're getting a lot of shootout predictions. I really hope it doesn't have to go to a shootout, but if it does, it does. That's hockey, baby. I mean, that's really what it is. Jersey Joe saying time to take advantage of Buffalo after the first loss. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for the Devils is that they got a day off yesterday after not playing, after losing to the Capitals. They didn't play yesterday. So they got some time to rest. Buffalo, this is the second of a back-to-back after losing last night to Boston. So the Devils should be able to take advantage, hopefully, of some tired guys. Tokarski is going to be really the only fresh guy because he obviously didn't play against Boston back on Thursday. So we shall see how the Devils come out. I would say this. The biggest thing for the Devils is that not only do they have to come out strong, they have to be consistent. They have to continue to put the puck in the net, be aggressive, get back to the consistency that they had offensively in the first two games, and kind of go from there. And I really want to see that top line of Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, and Sharon Govich more or less really step up because they really have been struggling out of the gate, and I want to see those guys kind of get going. We need them to be our top line because right now our top line is actually our third line of Dawson Mercer, Andreas Janssen, and Tomas Tatar. They've been our most consistent line through 3 games. And I really want to see those guys get going because we're going to need them down the stretch. And yeah, it's frustrating that we still have a handful of main guys out, but we still have an opportunity to get off to a good start while these guys are recovering and kind of give the rest of the team confidence with some of the young guys that we have and also the new veterans that we have in place here. I think if we could do that, we're going to be in good shape. So it's no time to panic. It's no time to mope around. It's time to go out there and get going. And you look at it, that third line, that first line, they're showing it on the screen that I'm watching this game on. And I meant to say Pavel Zacha, not Sharon Govich. That line, that first line is combined for 2 assists, 1 empty net goal, 17 shots on goal, and no power play points. So it's not a lot. It definitely has to step up. In this, playing against the Buffalo team that's struggling defensively, this is definitely an opportunity to definitely get something going here and gain some confidence. One of my good friends, Sean Harrington, says, Will Butcher on the top pair equals 50 goals. And he says for the Devils tonight, yes, former New Jersey Devil Will Butcher, the former Hobey Baker Award winner, will be returning to the Rock for the first time since he was traded in the offseason for basically nothing because we got we got some very little compensation for him. So it wasn't like the Devils were basically just trying to move him because they wanted to upgrade the defense. So Will Butcher, he really never got back to the level that he played at in his first year with the Devils in his rookie year. You know, a lot, and the same thing can be said to an extent with Nico, but not as much. But it's definitely frustrating that he could never get back to that. And he became a healthy scratch to begin the season last year for the first 6-7 games. So it just showed that obviously he wasn't going to fit long-term with this team and with Lindy Ruff as the head coach. So the Devils decided to make the move to move on from him and kind of go from there. So that's kind of that's the decision. So we'll see how Will Butcher does tonight in his first matchup against his former team. Isha asking me, what are we drinking? Well, I told you before, my friend, I got the wine here. And by the way, Ish, if you're still on here, I spoke to my dad because we talked about this in the last live watch along. He said he would absolutely love to come on with you guys in the soda pod and talk about, obviously the wine that we make. He also would love to show you guys downstairs where we make the wine and how it all goes down. So just, hit me up on direct messaging or whatever. Hit me in my DMs and we'll set it up and we'll kind of go from there. So hopefully we get an opportunity to see that in the coming weeks. He also says, I like the shootout. No, I despise it. And I think it's mainly because the Devils they've just never been good at it. And they lose a lot more than they win them. So it's very frustrating. So again, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, that's just part of it. He says it's way dumber in soccer, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree because, you're in soccer, you're so close to the net and really it just has to come down to, do you go left? Do you go right? And if the goaltender just happens to react the right way, that's how it's going to go. So, I mean, it's definitely lame. In hockey, at least you start from center ice, you have to go up and you have to make a move, and it's on a much smaller net and you're on skates. So it's way harder and you have to be way more skilled. And yeah, I do agree that in soccer it's lame. I really wish they would get rid of it, especially because we've seen World Cups and Europa Cups and international games end on a shootout, which I think is kind of a very lame way to kind of end those matches. My good friend Josh Deming, Sabres to win, Neil? Yeah, sure. Why not? No, I'm not saying this just because obviously I am a Devils fan, and obviously I'm going to come on here and every live watch along I do, even if we're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm going to be like, yeah, I think we're going to win this game, because that's just me being a fan and being confident / hopeful that the team could do it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Hockey is a magical, unpredictable sport. You never know what could happen in any game. The best team in the world can be beaten on any day. Go back to 1980 when the Soviet Union lost in the semifinals to the United States and a bunch of college kids. Nobody thought that the United States was going to win that game, not even close. And they ended up beating them. So it just goes to show you that any team can be beaten on any day, including tonight. So that's kind of the way you have to look at it, just with any game. I understand, and obviously if you are going to be a betting person, make sure you go to DraftKings and use our promo code THPN. We would greatly appreciate it. It just... I can understand making bets that make sense logically because you think, the Devils are playing Buffalo. Maybe you want to go with Buffalo because they're the hot hand. Or better example, maybe Tampa Bay's playing the Seattle Kraken. You would think, okay, Tampa Bay, because they're a much more talented team and Seattle's an expansion team, there's a really good chance that probably Tampa wins that game. So those are just examples. But again, any team can be beaten on any day. And speaking really quickly, the Seattle Kraken, they're actually playing their home opener tonight, their first ever game in Seattle against the Vancouver Canucks tonight. I know that my boy Isha and probably also Josh as well is going to watch that game. It should be a lot of fun. I believe that game is going to be on ESPN, definitely on ESPN Plus. So if you get a chance to go watch that game, make sure you go do so. Isha's saying, yes, I would love that we will schedule a time with Papa Villapiano. All right, man, that is a deal. We'll talk to him about it when this is over. He also says, Petteri Nummelin is the GOAT of shootout. He was really good at it. But again, I just don't like the shootout. I just don't. But yeah, 8 goals on 9 attempts is pretty good. It's a very, very high, if you want to talk about baseball terms, very high batting average. Very, very high. Devils game is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Nico Dawes last season played in 10 games for ERC Ingolstadt, which is in the German league. He was 4-6 with a 2.90 goals against average and a 0.89 save percentage. Dustin Tokarski is making just his second appearance of the season. He won that game. He has a 0.92 goals against average and an incredible 0.952 save percentage. So the Devils got their work cut out for them. Regulation wins should be 4 points. Overtime wins 2 points. All losses in OT and post shootout world should be 1 point. I like that. As we are now underway here at The Rock, as the Devils and Sabres are facing off for the first time this year. The Devils really struggled last year against the Buffalo Sabres, which was really kind of a very frustrating thing considering how bad Buffalo was on finishing, obviously getting the number 1 overall pick. But hopefully the Devils, with the talent that they have now, are a little bit better. As Damon Severson making a nice pass over to Ty Smith, as Ty Smith immediately getting on the ice. And his shot was actually blocked by former Devil Will Butcher. So obviously Will Butcher making an impact right away. Jersey Joe also saying, Dawes is a Munich German native. Yes, he has dual citizenship. He's Canadian and he's also German. So he's actually been playing for Team Canada internationally. So he's definitely a Canadian guy, but he does have German residence as well. So that's why he got the chance to play over there. As Ryan Graves with a slap shot, and that one was deflected wide as it almost got to the net, but just missed. Good opportunity there by Ryan Graves as Nico Hischier tried to whack the puck from the corner, but the Sabres blocked it and now are able to clear it out of the zone. And I will say this, talk about the Sabres, as now they have an opportunity here with a shot, and that one is stopped by Nico Dawes, and Nico Dawes has now made his first official save in the National Hockey League. As now we'll get I guess they called it an offsides here, about 90 seconds into the game. But I will say this really quickly that I love about the Buffalo Sabres. I really love their uniforms and their rebrand. I think it's great that they went back to those old colors and their old design, and I'm very happy that they did so. And I just realized something that I had not done, and I do apologize, and that is have the thing here, flashscore.com, that I use to kind of show you guys kind of the updates. So if you guys jump in and out, you guys can see the score if you're not watching the game. So I do apologize for that. I'm still working on it here. I'm still getting used to using StreamYard. Now the Sabres have almost a 2-on-1, and a good poke check shot by Skinner was stopped by Dawes. And now we're going to get a penalty call here against the Devils, I believe. I believe that's what they called on because it was in the offensive zone. And yeah, it's going to be Jonas Siegenthaler going to the sin bin. So about 2 minutes into this game, the Devils have already put themselves in trouble by now having to kill off a penalty. Their penalty kill has been pretty solid. They've given up 2 goals on 9 attempts so far. So we'll see if they can continue to improve on that and not give up an early goal here. Jersey Joe saying Sasquatch squad needs to have a big game. Yes, they certainly do. And for those of you that don't know, he's talking about the big, tall, physical guys that we have on this team. Dougie Hamilton, Ryan Graves, Mason Geertsen, who actually isn't playing tonight. He was replaced by Marian Studenic, and a couple other guys, even a guy like Christian Jaros, who is not in. And those are some of the guys that he calls his Sasquatch squad. So that's trademarked by my good friend Jersey Joe. As right now the Sabres with an opportunity tried to make a behind-the-back pass in front, but it was blocked by a Devil player, and now they're able to get it and clear it. So the Devils make their first clear here about 30 seconds or so into the the Sabres power play. It was a 2-minute holding call on Jonas Siegenthaler. So that is where we're at the moment. As now an opportunity here as McLeod tried to get past the defender to create an odd man opportunity shorthanded, but it was taken away by the Sabres. As now the Sabres continuing to try to set something up here, having a little bit of trouble here as Kyle Oposo will ring the puck around to the other side. Now the Sabres are just kind of throwing the puck back and forth and not really able to control it, which is obviously helping the Devils, but now they regain it as Cousins gets it over to his defenseman. Now back to Dylan Cousins with a shot, and he scores. Dylan Cousins with a wrist shot, top shelf over the stick side of Nico Dawes. And just with about 30 seconds to go on the power play, the Sabres score, and they take a 1-0 lead. So obviously that is a pretty crappy way to start the game. Again, the Sabres, for the most part in that power play, were struggling to set up anything. And then finally Cousins was able to get the puck, passed it off the boards to a defenseman, got it back, and then just had a lot of room in front as Dougie Hamilton just kind of he let Cousins have too much, and then a good screen there by Girgensson, and Nico Dawes. Just it's tough when they go top shelf as Dylan Cousins gets his first goal of the season in his second year with the team. Obviously, one of the top prospects for the Sabres. So the Sabres score on the power play, and they lead at 1-0. So let's see how the Devils respond after that early goal by Buffalo as PK Subban, trying to dangle a little bit, gets it over to Siegenthaler. Back to Subban at the point. Gives it over to Tatar. He waits. Not sure why he's waiting so much. Pass it over to Zacha. Zacha back over to behind the net to Tatar. Tatar back on the left side. Over to Bratt. Back to Tatar. Tatar to Zacha, and a pass in front goes for naught. And now the Sabres have taken a penalty here, so the Devils will get an opportunity on the main event. Zacha pass out in front and a rebound chance. And where is the puck? Is it in the net? No, it's not. It's not. It's Dustin Tokarski was able to get down and make the save and then hold on to it as Nico Hischier was trying to poke check that puck in on a rebound. And we get a stoppage in play, which now gives the Devils an opportunity to set up their first power play of the night. We'll see who's going to the box here so far, but a good pass is, again, they're showing the replay. Nico kind of pushing the puck, and that puck actually did go in the net. That puck actually did end up in the net, but the question is, did the ref blow the whistle before that puck went in? That is the question. That is a very, very tough call here. I have the game on mute, so I'm not able to hear anything, but they're showing a replay right now, by the way, of, I believe it was Ruotsalainen. Yeah, Ruotsalainen was the one that tripped up Nico, which caused the penalty. So Ruotsalainen, number 25 on Buffalo, will go to sin bin as I think they're gonna look at it. Let's see here. As Jersey Joe wants a protest from Lindy Ruff. So let's see what the refs say here. So they're saying no goal. So they're saying that the ref blew the whistle before the puck went in the net. So no goal, but on a positive, the Devils now get an opportunity to start on a power play. But Lindy Ruff looks like he wants an explanation a little bit from the head ref tonight, asking why or if he has the chance to challenge it. I'm kind of wondering if they are going to challenge it. We'll see here in just a moment. The question is, can they actually challenge this? And the other question is this: if they challenge and didn't get it, would they end up taking a penalty as well? It's kind of a weird question. And Lindy Ruff is indeed challenging this play. So he's 1 for 1 already this year when it comes to challenging calls. So let's see if he can go 2 for 2 here, as I think the Devils would still end up on the power play even if this goal, if this is confirmed a goal. As again, you look, Nico is poking the puck and it ends up going under Tokarski's leg and goes in after Nico is pushed by a Sabre defender. So, like, you see, he gets, well, obviously you can't see, but number 8, I believe it's Hag. Yes, it's Hag that knocks into Nico and then knocks the puck in. So in that case, me personally speaking, I think that's a good goal. So we'll see here. We'll see if Nico gets his first goal of the year and ties the game up at 1. And then if that's the case, we'll see if the Devils are still going to be on a power play. So we shall see what happens here. It's a very, very interesting moment in the game. Again, we're only a little less than 4 minutes in. We already have a goal. We could potentially already have another goal right away. So we'll see here as they continue to look up at Toronto. So we'll see if Toronto is good to us. I think that's a good goal. I really do. But again, I don't know exactly what they could decide here. So we'll see as now the refs are done looking, and now we'll get the opportunity to hear the call. So they said no goal. And unfortunately, things go from bad to worse in that situation because the Devils failed the challenge. They now take a penalty, and now instead of the Devils being on a power play, we will skate 4 aside for the next 2 minutes. So I'm not against Lindy Ruff going against that. Jersey Joe obviously not liking that call, as you can see here. It'll be Jimmy Vesey going into the box to serve the 2-minute minor. So that is unfortunate. It's a tough situation because on the one hand, you know that if you get it right, it's a tie game and you get a power play. But if you don't challenge it, the worst thing that could happen out of it is simply that you go on the power play and maybe you score anyway. So that was a tough decision. I still am not against it because that puck ended up in the net. I don't know why. I really don't know why they didn't give it a goal, but it remains 1-0 Buffalo. Now we skate 4 aside here as we are about a little over 4 minutes into this game. So we're off to a very interesting start, you could say, to this one. So that was a frustrating thing, but let's see if the Devils can rebound from that, try to get a goal here and try to tie this game up at 1. So I'm honestly I'm not against Lindy Ruff doing that. As a good poke check there by Zacha creates an opportunity. He passed it over to a streaking Ryan Graves, but the pass was behind him, and then the Sabres are able to take it away and get it out to center ice. So Rasmus Dahlin has the puck. Dylan Cousins' goal was assisted by Bryson. So that is the goal tally for that the first goal that we have of this game. So now Graves with the puck in the defensive zone makes a pass over to Tatar, and now the Devils take it into the O zone. Tatar down the right side, holds up, looking for somebody as he's stuck in the boards there as he tried to pass it over to Sharon Govich, but the Sabres are able to snuff that out, and now they're able to take it back into the offensive zone in their end. It's a good poke check there. Dougie Hamilton with it. And the Devils right now just a little bit behind, kind of similar to the way that they came out against Washington, and this is not exactly the way that we wanted to start, and hopefully it doesn't get too much worse, as that shot was blocked by Ty Smith, and he went down hard, but he got right back up. Good job there by Ty Smith. Welcome back as Studenic streaking down the right side using the power move, but he had to regroup there as he gives it to Janssen. Janssen faked the shot, now gives it over to Studenic with a shot, and that one is gloved and stopped by Dustin Tokarski. Good opportunity for Marian Studenic. As now Janssen with the puck, having a little bit of trouble, and a good job there as he was falling down to recover. Ty Smith now with the puck in the O zone. As the Devils, with an opportunity earlier, Studenic almost had it, but now an opportunity streaking down the right side for Buffalo. But Nico Dawes with a good right pad save there. He's able to stop with the right stick pad save. As now both teams just kind of going back and forth with their rushes as Skinner passed over for a shot, and that one is stopped by Nico Dawes. And now another opportunity here is blocked in front of the Devils, just trying to get it out, and they fight for it. And Brad's able to get it out, and now Buffalo has to shoot it back in. As now the Devils will regroup here. As now Subban gives over to Siegenthaler, makes a long pass that's blocked, trying to get to Nico Hischier. And again, the Devils just trying a lot of these long passes, and it didn't really work against Washington, and it's not really working right now against Buffalo. So you got to find a way to fix that a little bit. As Siegenthaler has the puck, and he'll just dump it in as both teams make a change. Jersey Joe saying ref should not be able to call play dead, while the puck is still looking to cross the goal line. Yeah, I mean, it's a very tough break. It's a crappy situation, but again, what can you do? Jimmy Vesey will knock it out as both teams now skate back to 5 aside here. So we're about 12:40 to go in this first period. Dylan Cousins with an early power play goal has given Buffalo right now a 1-0 lead over the New Jersey Devils here in New Jersey. It was Will Butcher with a long pass to his teammate, and that did not get to his teammate, and as a result, becomes an icing. So right now the Devils just kind of going through the motions a little bit. It's a little bit frustrating. By the way, on MSG, they're showing youngest goalies to make NHL debut. The youngest actually is Billington, 19 years of age, 45 days. Kirk McLean, 19 years, 283 days. Martin Brodeur, 19 years, 312 days. So those are the top three. So Nico Dawes is actually now one of the youngest Devils goaltenders in franchise history to make his NHL debut. So there's obviously, he's definitely getting thrown into the fire right away. He looked good early on in Utica, which obviously wasn't a whole lot, but he looked good also in the preseason in the time that he played as well. So the Devils obviously have some confidence in him, and as a result, they're giving him a chance to play tonight. The Devils, again, just struggling in the O-zone, not being able to generate much of anything, as the Sabres defense has just been on lock. As Nico Dawes plays the puck over to Severson, and now almost turned into a disaster. That was a weird situation. Now Mercer with the puck. Nice pass over to Yanni Kuokkanen. Kuokkanen coming in, tried to make a cross-crease pass to Sharon Govich, but it was just a little bit in front of him. Sharon Govich with it, and he makes a very bad pass that almost turned into an opportunity going the other way. And now Buffalo with it. There's a wrist shot there, is stopped by Nico Dawes. Now the Devils take it down. It's Michael McLeod who does a little bit of dump. And again, this dump and chase stuff has just not been working. And I don't know why the Devils keep playing it that way, because so far Washington snuffed it out and Buffalo snuffing it out so far. But PK Subban with a shot, and that one is stopped by Dustin Tokarski. Good opportunity here. As another shot just goes wide of the net. Subban with another opportunity. That one was blocked in front. Now pass over one-time shot, and that one is blocked as well. That was one of the best opportunities, chips right there for anybody on the Devils so far, with Subban having two pretty good shots himself. But again, the Devils are snuffed out from scoring. And the puck ends up actually deflecting out of play, I believe. And we're going to get our first stoppage in play with 10.5 minutes to go, as it's still 1-0 Buffalo. And we will also take a quick break, as we will get a chance to hear from our sponsors at the wonderful people at DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, thank you to the wonderful people at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this live watch along and all the podcasts in the Hockey Podcast Network. Again, make sure to use our promo code, as you can see right now. You can't say, I can't really point to it, but use it over here. Promo code THPN. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I will answer them. I will show them up here on the screen as well. So far here in this game, I would say it's relatively similar in a way to how the Devils came out against the Washington Capitals back on Thursday. There just doesn't seem to be that oomph that we saw in the first two games where the Devils were really kind of dictating the pace and created a lot of opportunities offensively. And I don't know if it's just because they're playing kind of this like poor as me type of situation where they feel sorry that they have a lot of their main guys out right now. But still, there's no excuse. You have to come out and play better. I'm not trying to criticize Buffalo and say that they're not a good team. But when you look at what Buffalo has, you look what the Devils have, the Devils should be able to have a lot more success against this Buffalo Sabres team, and they need to start playing better. A lot of hockey left. We got 15 minutes or so of this game left to play. So a lot can change, but the Devils got to start getting this going here because they can't afford to go down by 2 or, God forbid, 3 goals and put themselves in a very, very difficult spot trying to come back. So the face-off will be to the right of Dustin Tokarski, who so far, through some of the action that he's seen, has looked pretty good. Again, just his second start of the year. I remember Dustin Tokarski when he first played with the Montreal Canadiens, as that shot by Pavel Zacha just went wide. I actually thought for a second it had gone in, but it did not. As again, this first line trying to get themselves going here, but they're still they're missing something. I don't know what it is, but they're just missing something. As Buffalo a chance at another shot, and that rebound chance is stopped by Nico Dawes. Very good job there as Drake Caggiula, the former Blackhawk / Edmonton Oiler, gets denied on the rebound there as it really started with just a good shot by Kyle Oposo. Dawes makes the right leg pad save, but it goes right over to Drake Caggiula. But Dawes is able to just do a nice T-push, get over, and make the save before that puck could get past him. And he keeps the Devils only trailing by 1. So right now, Nico Dawes getting a lot of action, which is good, but also bad because that means the defense is struggling right now. And things got to definitely tighten up in the defensive zone and not allow those rebound chances. But so far, obviously, despite giving up the power play goal, Nico Dawes has looked very strong in the first 10 minutes of his NHL debut. So the Devils, again, good job on the forecheck here as the fourth line is in. VC with a pass over to Severson, who takes a shot, and that shot is stopped by Tokarski relatively easily, and he makes another save. The shots right now are 8-5 in favor of the Buffalo Sabres. So again, the Devils they're just a step behind, and it's very frustrating because it's like, okay, let's get it going here, guys. We know we can win this game. Let's find a way to get it going here. But right now, just not enough. And Buffalo is just kind of playing with a lot of confidence. And I'm sure Buffalo wants to come out as well, coming off a loss in their last game. Granted, and it was also last night. They want to come out and play a lot better. And they do not look like a team that played last night and obviously might be a little bit tired. As a nice move there by the defenseman. He takes a shot, and that one is blocked by Dougie Hamilton. And now the Devils kind of try to tip the puck deep in the zone, but it's stopped by a Sabres player. And again, the Devils just having some issues just controlling the puck here. As now they finally get it. As Mercer now takes it into the zone, but he'd stopped because he is offsides. So the Devils will have a face-off here as they'll go to commercial break with 8:57 to go in the first period. Still 1-0 Buffalo. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on, for taking some time out of your Saturday night to join me here on this live watch along. Again, my name is Neil Villapiano. I'm the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which covers the New Jersey Devils here on the Hockey Podcast Network. We post new episodes every Monday and every Thursday. You can follow us on Twitter at Devil's State. You can follow us on Instagram at Devil's State of Mind. And also make sure to like our Facebook page, Devil's State of Mind. And also for me personally, you can follow my personal Twitter at THENEPSHOW and my personal Instagram at NVPQB11. And again, like I mentioned before, if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, make sure to leave it in the comment section, and I will obviously answer them. I will show them on the screen. And I would love to just chat with you guys. I've had a lot of fun doing these live watch-alongs. Like I said, this is the fourth one that I've done already. This is the third Devils one that I've done, and the second one during the regular season I've done. I'm going to do a lot more of these, not just with the Devils, but also when it comes to potentially the All-Star game, maybe even, the Winter Classic and outdoor games, and certainly when we get to the Olympics in Beijing in February of 2022. So let's do this. NZ_hockey guy saying, hey dude, thanks for doing this live stream. Much appreciated. No problem, man. Obviously, I could see you are a Buffalo Sabres fan, so you are probably enjoying yourself so far. But thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking some time to check us out. We really do appreciate it as always. So right now they just showed Yegor Sharangovich, who kind of came onto the scene last year with the Devils and in the NHL. One of the more interesting rookies last year. So far this year, off to a relatively slow start. He has 2 assists in the last 3 in the first 3 games, has yet to score a goal. So hopefully with Sharangovich, he can start, continuing to live up to his nickname and try to find a way to score a lot of goals. Don Granato is the head coach, by the way, of the Buffalo Sabres. He was named the 20th head coach in Sabres history back this past June 29th. To be exact, the players seemed to really like him once he kind of took over as the interim head coach, and he earned himself an opportunity to be the full-time head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. NZ_hockey_guy just said subscribe. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. He says also he's tuning in all the way from New Zealand. That is incredible. Well, we thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not really sure what time it is over there, but thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to check us out. The Sabres have it in the offensive zone, and Nico Daws just had to make a really good close angle save there. Now the Devils take it into the O-zone. The first line, again, is Jesper Bratt takes a shot that's easily stopped by Dustin Tokarski. And again, this first line for the Devils has to find a way to get themselves going here. They're the first line for a reason. They're the ones we expect to score a lot. Nico Hischier with the puck. Pass it over to Damon Severson, takes a slap shot, and that one ends up being blocked by a Sabres player. And now they come the other way. Potential 2-on-1 coming the other way. Dylan Cousins over to his teammate, takes a shot, and that one is actually stopped by Nico Daws. Another good opportunity going the other way for Buffalo that's snuffed out by Daws, who continues to be strong in net with a lot of action that he's seen so far, has been really strong in net despite giving up 1 goal here in his NHL debut. Jersey Joe saying, Don Granato looks like Ray Ferrell's long-lost brother. Yeah, they really do look alike. As that shot by a Sabres player, is Hayden actually. Look at that. It's Hayden, the former New Jersey Devil himself. He actually played with the Devils, I think for about a year or two. It was definitely at least a year. But he's now in Buffalo. They're showing a replay of the Hinostroza shot, and actually Dawes got a little bit of a piece of it, then it hit the post. So obviously a little bit of a break there for Nico Daws, but nonetheless makes the save. But yeah, no, Don Granato really does look like Ray Ferrell. I can definitely see that, Joe. So I like that you pointed that out. It's really funny how he does look like that. So 7.5 minutes to go here in the first. Buffalo on a goal, a power play goal by Dylan Cousins is the difference so far in this one. Buffalo up 1-0. As that shot by a Buffalo Sabres player just goes wide of the net. So the Devils just trying to get it out of the zone here, and they can't. As Dahlin takes a shot that ends up getting blocked by Hinostroza. And now the Devils again trying to get it out, and they finally do here as the fourth line is on for the Devils. As now Frederick Gauthier comes in. He takes a shot, and that is into the breadbasket of Dustin Tokarski, and he'll stop play with 7:07 to go here in this period. It was actually Ryan Graves who took the shot. And Isha will love this. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Papa Villapiano, saying, Devils got jobbed and robbed. That puck was in. Yeah, I could hear you from the other room dropping obscenities. So I can clearly tell you did not appreciate that call. Granted, I didn't appreciate it either. And I think if I wasn't doing a live watch along, I'd have different words to describe how I feel right now. By the way, the faceoffs are 8-3 in favor of the Devils. Make that 9-3 now as the Devils win the faceoff in the O-zone. Right now, Devils have that third line out there, Dawson Mercer, Tatar, and Andreas Janssen, who, like I mentioned before, has been the best line for the Devils. And now an opportunity coming the other way as Kajula, spin around move by Kyle Oposo, but that shot goes completely wide of the net. So good opportunity there. Try to make SportsCenter, especially with ESPN now covering nationally televised hockey games, but couldn't get the shot off there. Good opportunity, though, by the longtime former New York Islander, who's now been a longtime Buffalo Sabre as well. The Devils have an opportunity here, but they're just struggling to make some solid passes. Let me just put it this way. The Devils for many years have been a very poor puck handling and passing team. It doesn't matter the player, it doesn't matter the coach. They just struggle a lot. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if we just got some bad juju going on in the Rock, but hopefully that can start to change with some of the more talent that we have. They just showed Ty Smith 2 goals, 21 assists last year in his rookie year. He was actually one of the top rookies in the league last year, one of the top defensive rookies as well. Did a great job last year, and hopefully he can build on that. He's only missed 3 games, which is great, and hopefully he can just stay healthy the rest of the year. It's Buffalo now has the puck in the O-zone, and again, the Devils trying to get it out, and now they do. Michael McLeod coming down the right side himself, looking to try to do something as he dumps it in for literally no reason to Yanni Kuokkanen, and it doesn't work. This dump and chase stuff needs to stop because it's not working. And that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, knowing the result is Thompson with a shot that ends up being clubbed by Dawes, and we'll take another break with 5:41 to go here in the opening period, still 1-0 Buffalo. By the way, speaking of Thompson, number 72 on the Buffalo Sabres, he's actually the older brother of Tice Thompson, who is a Devils prospect, who actually played a couple of games last year in his rookie year. I guess he's still technically considered a rookie. Tage Thompson is with the Buffalo Sabres, and his brother Tice is with the New Jersey Devils. So they're relatively close to one another. I think both of them ended up playing. I know Tice Thompson definitely played at Providence. I want to see if Tage Thompson played at Providence. If not, I apologize, but I'm just going to look that up really quick, as it shows here that they talk about, obviously, that Tage Thompson, so they show here, they're still not really showing me a whole lot. Still looking here. By the way, he was originally drafted by the St. Louis Blues, 26th overall pick in the 2016 draft. He played for the U.S. National Development Team. That's actually where he came from. So he actually played for the U.S. National Development Team. So he didn't actually go to college as far as I saw there. If anybody else actually has that information as well, you could share it. Greatly appreciate it. Let me update really quick the thing here. Again, 1-0 Buffalo on a goal by Dylan Cousins, his first of the year, assisted by Bryson. And that is where we're at right now with about 4 or 5 minutes to go here in this period. Jersey Joe saying, time for Dawson's Creed to get blasting when Mercer scores. Yeah, that would definitely be something we want to see. But the whole team needs to get going, quite frankly. Nobody's really playing all that well except maybe Nico Dawes. Dawes in his NHL debut tonight, like I mentioned, number 50, the goaltender for the Devils tonight. He did give up a goal. Granted, it was top shelf on a power play, which you can't really blame the goaltender that much. But other than that, he's made a lot of really good saves. That cross-crease save he made earlier on Drake Kajula was really good. He's doing what he can. The Devils right now are not giving him the support, which I'm sure Scott Wedgwood is saying to himself, yep, I dealt with the same thing a couple nights ago when we lost 4-1 to Washington. And look, again, we could have the second coming of Martin Brodeur. It's not going to matter if our defense is not doing a better job defensively, and our offense is not scoring a whole lot because we're struggling to score goals early on in the season. Cadillac trivia question from MSG: who is the only Devils captain to play for Buffalo? I really actually don't know this answer. I actually don't. I guess obviously I can look it up and cheat, but what's the point in that? It's a trivia question for a reason. I don't know the answer, but I'll definitely let you guys know what the answer is when it comes up. So Devils right now just continuing to struggle holding on to the puck. Lindy Ruff said that he expects his team to play better as that shot is stopped by Nico Daws as a good pass just kind of thrown it at the front of the net, and Dylan Cousins with the 1T, but Nico Daws keeping the stick down, making the save, and again denying the Sabres from scoring. They're showing Kyle Oposo on the TV right now. 2 goals, 1 assist in 4 games. So Kyle Oposo, who has struggled with injuries the last couple of years and has been criticized for obviously the amount of money he's made in Buffalo, is actually off to one of his better starts since he started playing for the Buffalo Sabres. As an opportunity here, as Studenic, who has a lot of speed tonight. It's the fastest I've seen Studenic play since he got up in the league. Tried to carry the puck in, but it didn't work. As a cross-crease pass is stopped by Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton obviously looking for him to play a lot better than he did in the last game. Last game, he definitely struggled defensively. Granted, everybody did, but Dougie Hamilton in particular made a bunch of mistakes that actually cost them at least once. As a shot by Graves is stopped by Tokarski. The Devils continue to keep it in the zone here, as it looks like it's the 4th line right now that's on the ice with the first defensive pairing. So now Dougie Hamilton has the puck just outside the blue line, and he's finally able to just clear it back into the Buffalo zone to allow the teams to make changes. Devils we're looking for something. We're looking for anything right now. We're looking for just something to get this team going. It feels like the last game where once they maybe score or do something here, they're going to get going. As Dawson Mercer comes down the right wing, pass out in front of the Tatar, but his stick was lifted. Otherwise, he would have had a really good chance in the slot to make a save. Subban now passing it over to Tatar, but that pass is broken up, and now Buffalo will get it. They're right behind their own net in the defensive zone. Dawson Mercer with a good play in front. He steals the puck, and then Andreas Janssen tried to whack at it in front, but he couldn't control it in time. Now Buffalo has it here. So they're finally able to get it out. They do that exactly. Michael McLeod here, 3:25 to go here in the first period. Still 1-0 Buffalo on a power play goal by Dylan Cousins, his first of the year. And again, Devils just trying these long passes and they're not working, and it's getting more and more frustrating watching them do this. Another good turnover takeaway here by the Devils as they look to try to keep it in the O zone. Severson came up in the play and missed, and now the Sabres will come the other way. Now the Sabres come in, make a nice pass over to Will Butcher with a backhand try that's blocked, and the follow-up try is also blocked, so 2 good blocks there by the Devils defenseman. But Buffalo still has it. It's Tage Thompson. He gets it, passes over to the top of the blue line. Darlene over to Will Butcher with a shot, and he shanked it, so it didn't even come close to net. Now Ty Smith steals the puck, and the Devils are able to take it out of the zone, and they're going to just dump it into the Sabres zone, so they'll make a change. Jersey Joe saying Dawes very likely going to make a name for himself. Studenic has to prove to be an offensive juggernaut when he was with the Hamilton Bulldogs. Yeah, he's been more of a grinder talking about Studenic, but I can definitely see him stepping up his goal-scoring prowess. That would certainly make him a regular NHL player, which is something that obviously he wants to try to accomplish. And yeah, Dawes is definitely making a name for himself, giving the Devils a lot of confidence to say, this might be our third goaltender moving forward, and maybe a guy that we can have on our team long-term. There's Dougie Hamilton with a shot there. That one gets blocked. Devils still have the puck in the O zone. It's the first line. Jesper Bratt over to Dougie Hamilton. Now over to Graves. Fakes the shot, takes a slap shot, and that one goes wide. Again, Devils just not getting enough bodies in front to try to deflect pucks. And again, it also feels like that they're just not being as aggressive as they should be. As Graves gets the puck out of the zone, and now Buffalo steals it away. Opportunity here, takes a shot, and that one is stopped by Nico Daws. And then Jeff Skinner gets thrown to the ice there. I believe it was Jeff Skinner, and I believe it was Hinostroza. Actually, excuse me, it was Rustalainen who took that shot, number 25 in white. But again, Nico Daws continuing to stand on his head here as he continues to deny Buffalo of gaining that 2-goal lead, which it feels like at this point, the way this game is going, a 2-goal lead might seem like insurmountable because the Devils are just not on top of their game. And this is now making it the 4th period in a row where we're really not on it. And again, I hate saying this, but it feels like that with losing Jack Hughes for certainly this game and for the foreseeable future, because we really don't know exactly when he's going to be back, it feels like because of the fact of how much of a leader Jack Hughes is, both on and off the ice, that they really miss him, and they're trying to pick up the slack, and they're certainly not doing a good enough job. Like they're still focused on, oh, we don't have Hughes, what are we going to do? They're playing not as aggressive as they were before. But again, it's just the second full game without him, and the Devils can still obviously turn around here. Michael McLeod over to Siegenthaler, now over to PK Subban, fakes the shot, and then his whatever that was attempt goes completely wide, and Devils lose the puck, and now Buffalo's able to clear it. So we're now into the final minute here of this period. Still 1-0 Buffalo. Is again, Devils just, I don't know what to tell you guys. It just, not much has really changed in this period for the Devils. They're just kind of letting Buffalo dictate the pace. That's really what we're seeing right now, and it's definitely frustrating, that's for sure. As now Jonas Siegenthaler with a good hit on Drake Caggiula, but Caggiula is able to keep the puck in as Oposo throws the puck in front, but it ends up getting blocked and then cleared for a second. Buffalo still with it here, and another takeaway by the Sabres as they're able to keep it in. Gergensen with a slap shot to Dahlin, and that one is blocked by Mercer and goes up into the stands with 13.7 to go here in the first period. Still 1-0 Buffalo. They're showing Will Butcher on the screen now, former Devil, now Buffalo Sabre, 44 points in his rookie year of 17-18 with the Devils, which is a single-season record for New Jersey rookie defensemen. And like I said before, his point total and his performance on the ice just went down, 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 down every single year up until, continuing into even last year. And the Devils just decided they had to make a change. And I understand that, with the Devils just wanting to improve their defense, and Will Butcher was just not helping them in any way. So the faceoff will be to the right of Nico Dawes. It's won by the Devils. Dougie Hamilton makes a play off the boards, tried to lead Michael McLeod, but just missed him. And that puck's going to go all the way down for an icing with 7 seconds to go here. So Buffalo will have at least one more chance here to try to maybe win a faceoff and get an opportunity to maybe sneak one past Dawes before the end of the period and grab that 2-0 lead. Will Butcher, by the way, fun fact, he actually was going to originally be a Buffalo Sabre, and he spurred the Sabres and then the Avalanche before eventually signing with the New Jersey Devils. Faceoff was won by Buffalo back out to the center ice, and that will do it for the first period as the Buffalo Sabres have a 1-0 lead on a power play goal by Dylan Cousins. So overall, when you look at this period and you look at how everything went, I'm not satisfied at all. I'm not impressed. I'm irritated because it seems like the Devils are continuing to play the way that they played last game against Washington. And that's kind of the frustrating thing here, is that it just seems like we're still stuck in a rut. And it goes from, we were at the highest of highs being 2-0 to now the lowest of lows. We lose Jack Hughes. We've lost a couple other guys, and we get beaten up pretty badly by Washington. And now we're struggling against Buffalo, who, Buffalo's been off to a really good start. It's been a tough opponent, but still, it is Buffalo. But we still got 40 minutes to go. A lot can happen here, and we'll see if Lindy Ruff can make some changes here going into his next 20 minutes. But we're going to take a quick break as we get another word from our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring this live watch along, all the live watch alongs that we do, and everything that we do here at the Hockey Podcast Network. And again, as always, make sure to use the promo code THPN when you sign up at DraftKings Sportsbook. There's a lot of really fun things on there, a lot of great things to bet on, including this game. I think you could probably still put some money down on this game. I wouldn't really recommend it because you're probably going to lose money either way, considering the two teams that are playing. But at the same time, if you are going to use DraftKings, if you are going to do this, make sure to use our promo code THPN. Again, guys, if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about with me, let me know. And it doesn't have to necessarily be just about this game that we're watching. We can talk about anything, what else is going on in the NHL and other things like that. Let me know. Would love to talk with you guys. Would love to see some more comments come in. That would be great. So again here, if you're just joining us, Devils and Sabres, 1-0 Buffalo after 20 minutes of play on an early power play goal, about 3.5 minutes in or so to this game by Dylan Cousins, his first of the year. The penalty was on Jonas Siegenthaler for holding. So that was kind of a frustrating thing. But again, if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. JJTV saying Buffalo, ... Yeah, I mean, this is obviously something that I was fearing, that the Devils would come out and not play the way that I was hoping that they play, and play down to their competition, and again, just play like that they're not necessarily confident in themselves and they believe in themselves. And I don't know what it's going to take because, again, guys, Jack Hughes not playing. We don't really know when he's coming back. So we can't use that as an excuse to not go out and not perform. We have to come out here and perform better. We're at home. We got the home crowd there, full capacity. There is no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. And again, this is not time to panic because it is the end of the first period, and that's the way that. And there's still 40 minutes left to go, and a lot can happen. It's just a 1-0 game. JJDTV says, "Where do you think Eichel will go, Neil?" Now that's a really good question. Thank you for the question, by the way. My opinion of where I think Jack Eichel will go has changed, considering I look at, what teams make the most amount of sense. Are there teams that have a lot of cap space, and there aren't that many? Are there teams with cap space that are interested in him? Is it just Stanley Cup contenders? What are we looking at? We are at the point now where I think Jack Eichel basically could care less about where he gets dealt to. I really think that, because here's the thing. Number one, he still has a handful of years left on that contract he signed 2 years ago with Buffalo. So wherever he gets traded to, it's kind of where he is, unless they buy him out or they trade him again. And then it's just about Jack Eichel at this point just wants to not play in Buffalo. And it really, what's funny about it is that people like to assume, and granted, I understand it, people like to assume that the reason that he really doesn't want to be in Buffalo is primarily because of the fact that the team has been awful the last decade plus, which obviously is a factor, but I don't think it's the main factor. We've talked about this before, and I talked about it before when we first came on here, we were previewing the game, and we were talking about, Jack Eichel's situation. Again, in case you don't know, Jack Eichel suffered a herniated disc in his neck, which every single doctor, including the Sabres doctors, have said he needs to get surgery on. Okay, that's where we were at. I remember that the Sabres were in New Jersey early in the season when we found out that Jack Eichel had that herniated disc. That's when we found out, and we immediately found out that he wasn't going to be playing the rest of the year. So it was just a matter of, okay, go from there. Then you started to hear some rumblings, not very much, but some rumblings that Jack Eichel was just growing completely frustrated with Buffalo and everything like that. And we all assumed it was just mainly because of the fact that they've been a stinking pile of garbage for many years and a horrible run organization and everything that's negative that you can think of. But then once we got to the end of the season, and once we got to the end of the season, or I guess we call wrap up conversations with the media, Jack Eichel did not hold back by saying, I wanted to get this type of surgery, and Buffalo is saying no. And throughout this entire offseason, he has said, let me get this surgery. And it got to the point where Jack Eichel said, you know what? Screw it. I want to be traded. If you don't want me to do the surgery, then I don't want to be here, because Buffalo wants to do another surgery that's going to take a lot longer and is maybe not as helpful to him when it comes to actually being, I guess you could say, fully back to health. Whereas Jack Eichel and his team has seen several other non-team affiliated doctors and the doctors have said he needs this artificial neck surgery because that's the best, and it will give him a quicker recovery time. Which, if you're Buffalo, isn't that what you want? Now, maybe there's other things when it comes to cost and other things like that where the Sabres are being cheap and they don't want to do it. But again, like I said before, because of the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement that the NHL and NHL Players Association signed, the NHL teams have the last say when it comes to what surgeries and procedures players are allowed to take. So Jack Eichel can't just go get the surgery, even if Buffalo says no. That's the problem that we're in. So now it's gotten to the point where we went to the offseason and we're hearing rumors every day that Jack Eichel was on the verge of being traded, this, that, and the other thing. And we went to the draft and everything like that, and still nothing had happened. And the main reason was just because Buffalo was not allowing teams to see Jack Eichel's medical records. And they were also, I'm sure there were several teams that were saying, we would gladly take Jack Eichel and let him get that surgery. You know, I think there were a lot of teams that wanted to do that. And the Sabres are just like, well, if you want Jack Eichel, here's our demands. Which is like 4 first-round picks and like your several top prospects, which is obviously absurd. But I understand it because Jack Eichel's a top 10 player in this league when he's healthy, and he's going to be one of those stars that the United States, and speaking as a U.S. hockey fan, really, really, really wants to be healthy when the Olympics start, dang it. But the longer this goes, the more unlikely that's going to be the case. But we're at the point now, we've shifted now to this situation. Last week, there were up to 5 teams that were interested. Fast forward to now, nobody's interested. And now Jack Eichel and his team are making another Hail Mary attempt to just basically say to the Sabres, for the love of all that is holy, let Jack Eichel get this surgery. We've proven that it's more effective than the one you're suggesting, and let us just do that. And for the Sabres, for no other reason other than they're being cheap, because that's the only reason I can see why they want to do this, and because they're paying Jack Eichel so much money, you know, they don't want to do it. And the longer this goes, the more resilient, the more, I guess you could say resilient, Jack Eichel and his team is going to be to Buffalo, and the easier it's going to be for some team to find a way to make a trade work where they get him for very little, like the Sabres got for when they traded Taylor Hall to Boston. And I think that Kevin Adams doesn't want to go down that road again. But the longer that he lets this go, the longer the organization doesn't just let him get the dang surgery, the worse it's going to get. So, to answer the question, JJDTV, my answer is I don't really know at this point, because we've heard so many teams go in and out. We've heard the Rangers, Vegas Golden Knights, Calgary Flames, the Anaheim Ducks. I heard even the Devils for like 2 seconds, maybe. Moment of insanity, maybe. I don't know. Montreal, maybe. Here's my guess. This is my honest belief. If we get to a point in the season where Jack Eichel actually allows to get the surgery, I think it'll be Calgary, because I think that Calgary is at the point where they look at the core they have with Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, and Matthew Tkachuk, and knowing that this core has not gotten it done, they're thinking that if they can get Jack Eichel, bring him to Calgary, that would elevate their scoring, elevate everything, and allow them to be a team that can get in the playoffs and actually make a run at the Stanley Cup. I think that might be the most likely place that he goes at this point. But I will give you a sleeper team, the Ottawa Senators. And here's why. Ottawa, young core, up-and-coming core. They're probably another year away from being a consistent playoff team. But they have a huge amount of cap space. I think even more than the Devils have, which the Devils will have about $33 million in cap space, barring before anything that the Devils do going into next season. I think Buffalo would want to do that to bring in a guy like Jack Eichel that could really elevate the play. Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Robertson, Batherson, Norris, all of those guys, and bring them along to another level. So I would say Calgary, and then sleeper would be the Ottawa Senators as to where I think at this point on this day that I think Jack Eichel will go to. Matty D saying, just tuning in, how are the Devils playing? Mediocre. That's what I would say. They're not playing terrible. They're not like getting completely dominated. The shots are 13-8 right now in favor of Buffalo. The only difference in the game is simply that the Devils took a penalty early in the game and Buffalo scored on it. Other than that, Buffalo has done very little. But they have dictated the pace for the most part. Nico Daws, like I said before, making his NHL debut, has been very busy, stopping 12 of 13 shots he's faced. The biggest thing going into the second period is this. Get out of the mindset that you still have Jack Hughes in the lineup. Get out of the mindset somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to step up, and I'm looking at the captain, Nico Hischier, who has yet to, it looked like he almost scored his first goal tonight, has yet to score his first goal. He's the captain. I know he's super young and he's still developing, but at this point in his career, enough is enough. He has to get these guys, girls, and say, we are a much better team than they are. We are a much better team in general. We're playing like dog food. We're being a bunch of jack wagons and not doing what we need to do to win this hockey game. Let's come out here. We got the fans behind us. There is no excuse that we cannot win this game. So let's go out here in the next 20 minutes and play Devils hockey the way that we're capable. Look at how we played offensively in the first two games against Chicago and Seattle. No excuse. None. They need to come out and play so much better. So that is my takeaway, or that is my message to the team moving forward. A guy like Nico Hischier has to get this team going. Somebody's got to step up, because Nico Daws in his NHL debut has done so much in this game. He's made so many saves and been super busy. We got to give him some goal support here. We got to give this kid confidence. He's one of those guys that's going to be the future of our team. We got to get him off on the right foot. We gave him the confidence to play in this game. Now we got to give him the confidence to get some goal support and actually find a way to win this game against the Buffalo team that, again, no disrespect because they're off to a really good start. The Devils are better than them. Point blank and simple. But as I've always said, hockey is a magical, unpredictable sport. You don't know what's going to happen. Any team can be beat on any day. But this is one of those times where the more talented team, the New Jersey Devils, really, really should be winning this game. So let's see how things go. And you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm starting to get more and more irritated. So I will drink to the hope that the Devils play a lot better here in these next 20 minutes. And again, guys, thank you so much for taking your time out of your Saturday night to join us here on the watch along between the Buffalo Sabres and New Jersey Devils. Again, my name is Neil Villapiano. I am the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which covers all things New Jersey Devils. And we post new episodes every Monday and Thursday on the Hockey Podcast Network. Speaking of Jack Eichel, on MSG, they're talking about Jack Eichel. Injured reserve with the neck injury. He was stripped of the captaincy on September 23rd when he did his physical. He's 24 years of age, 355 points in 375 NHL games. He has not played since March 7th of 2021. And can we just talk about the fact that I understand why they stripped Jack Eichel of the captaincy, but what was really dumb about it, like legitimately dumb about it, was the fact that we knew ahead of time that the Sabres were going to, that obviously Jack Eichel was going to fail his physical because he hadn't gotten surgery all year because he was trying to get it and the Sabres wouldn't let him, and that he was going to get stripped of the captaincy. So Jack Eichel at this point is just like, well, I'm just basically a free agent, so to speak, because the Sabres don't want me anymore. And here's the thing. If Jack Eichel were to come back and play for Buffalo, how awkward is that going to be? Especially if he's not the captain and everything like that. I don't get that. And there was actually a statement, and I want to find it really quick because I remember They put out a statement. I remember this. They put out a statement that explained their decision. So this actually came from the Buffalo Sabres Twitter. I spoke to Jack 2 days ago. This is actually from Kevin Adams. I spoke to the team yesterday and addressed this. Jack Eichel is no longer the captain of the Buffalo Sabres. From our perspective, the captain is your heartbeat of your team, and we are in a situation where we felt we need to make that decision. I hate to burst your bubble, Kevin Adams, but technically speaking, Jack Eichel is still the heart and soul of this team, because here's the thing. Buffalo, even though they're 3-1 to start the season, could potentially move to 4-1 if they continue to play like this tonight. He's still your best player, and you're treating him like dog food. And honestly, there are so many guys on the Sabres team that know this. And yes, they're just trying to focus on playing and earning a living like they've been doing. But at the same time, the treatment that you've given to Jack Eichel, there's no way we can defend Buffalo for what they've done. And if anybody disagrees, let me know in the comments. Would love to interact with you guys. There's absolutely 100% no excuse for how the Sabres have treated Jack Eichel and how they've treated a lot of players. And it's ridiculous that they've done this. So I don't know. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Owen Power, the now rating number 1 overall pick who got drafted by Buffalo, wouldn't be surprised if he tried to find a way to not play in Buffalo. As now the second period of tonight's game has officially begun here, as the Sabres still lead it here 1-0 going into the second period on a goal by Dylan Cousins, his first of the year on the power play at the 3:19 mark of the first. Now Buffalo comes down the left side here. Zemgus Girgensson, who is still in Buffalo, and I remember when he had that hot start 5-6 years ago, carries the puck in. It was crazy how he had that crazy year where he was like an all-star and everybody was talking about him being one of the up-and-coming stars in the game, and now he's just kind of a regular NHL player, and there's nothing to really say about it. So that's kind of the thing here about Girgensson. Ty Smith now, like a forward, carries the puck into the zone, and they're not able to control it enough to keep it in. Now Ty Smith with it, giving it over to Andreas Johnsson. He's able to stay on sides. Now the third line on here for the Devils. Tatar trying to make a pass, and now we get a stoppage of play. And what do we have here? So we're trying to see here. Again, I have the TV muted, so I can't really see that well, as we're now exactly a minute into this period. And it looks like the Devils now officially will go to the power play for the first time, as it looks like it's going to be number 71 on the Buffalo Sabres that's going to the box. Is that Olofsson? I think that might be Olofsson. I'm not sure. But actually, it's going to be a tripping call, and it was pretty obvious. It's Victor Olofsson for the Buffalo Sabres that tripped up Tatar right in front of the penalty box, ironically. That's going to go to the sin bin. So a minute into this period, the Devils now are on their first power play. Yanni Kuokkanen, Mercer, Sharon Govich, Severson, and Subban are the first power play wave for this one. Subban struggling to keep it in, and now a potential 2-on-1 going the other way for Buffalo, as Oposo with a shot that was weakly blocked by a Devils defenseman. And now the Devils are struggling just to get it out of their own zone, and Buffalo now controls it. I don't know whose freaking power play this is, because right now Buffalo has held the puck the entire freaking time. And this should come as no surprise. The Devils are 1 for 6 so far this season on the power play, which is good for 21st in the league. What a shocker there. Sharon Govich now to Kuokkanen. Kuokkanen will wrap it around the boards over to Dawson Mercer. Now to Sharon Govich. And again, Buffalo's able to kind of snuff that out. Then they'll get it, and they will clear it. So almost halfway through this power play, and the Devils have done very little to basically nothing, as they usually do on the power play. And I'm really just hoping that this changes. Bratt now gave it over to a streaky Nico, but he couldn't hold on to it. Bratt now regains the puck, gives up to the top to Dougie Hamilton, back to Bratt on the left side, passed it back to Dougie, but he misplayed it and has to take it out of the zone and restart. Nico now with it, over to Bratt. That pass missed, and again, the Sabres are able to clear, and it's just been frustrating here as Henestroza now with it. Good job of killing off some time here. Then he's able to clear it around the boards. Now Dougie Hamilton with the puck. He comes up the middle of the ice, pass it over to the left to Bratt, but he overpassed it, and he missed. And again, the Devils, just nothing going on. Doesn't matter whether they're on a power play or not, just absolutely nothing. They're looking incredibly lifeless right now. And it's amazing just how frustrating it's been. Zacha up the middle of the ice, kind of by himself, dekes it over, tried to make a pass to Studenic. He has it. Studenic loses the puck. Now Poso has it for the Sabres. He's able to hold on just enough to kill off the power play. Now Ty Smith coming on the left side takes a shot, and that one is blocked and just goes over the net. As the Devils are now unsuccessful. As a pass out in front with a shot by Studenic, and that is somehow stopped. It might have been blocked, but I'm not sure, but it was stopped nonetheless. As now the puck goes into the stands. Devils are looking for a delay of game, but the refs are saying it deflected off. But Marian Studenic, who comes in for Mason Geertsen, has had a really good game. As now the Devils go right back to the power play, as this time it's Bryson, and I believe they did call a delay of game. We'll see the replay here. Yeah, he basically yeeted it into the stands, if you really want to call it, if you really want to describe it. He just chucked it in there. So right away, the Devils go back to their second power play of this one. If we can at least get a shot on goal, that'll be great. Kuokkanen, Michael McLeod, Sharon Govich, Severson, and PK Subban here on this first wave of this second power play. Let's see if the Devils can find a way to, at least, like I said, at least get a shot here as Severson tries to keep it in, having a little bit of trouble here, and then the Sabres are able to get through the scramble and easily clear it down. So the good news is that at least Nico Dawes has been relatively quiet through the first 3.5 minutes of this period, considering the Devils now are already on their second power play. So Michael McLeod comes in down the right side. He waits, goes around the board, still hasn't, gets out to Subban, who misplays the puck and has to then wait and bring it back beyond the blue line. And now the Devils are trying to get back in the O-zone. Pinned against the boards is Subban, and then Buffalo's able to clear it. So again, the Devils are doing nothing on this power play. As you can tell, I'm getting very frustrated watching this game and watching this power play do nothing. At least Buffalo took a shot and also scored. The Devils have done nothing. It's another takeaway by Buffalo. They come into the zone. It's Drake Kajula with it. He's able to just wrap it around the boards. And now we're down to 56 seconds to go here on the power play. The Devils still haven't even gotten it into the offensive zone. And then they finally get it going here as Nico comes down the right side looking for some help. He gets it over to Tatar with a shot, and that one is stopped and held by Dustin Tokarski. So the best opportunity so far is Tatar looking for his first goal as a Devil. Good pass by Nico Hischier in front of the slot, and Tatar with a good shot, but he couldn't. And I often wonder there, if he'd wait another second, maybe he'd make that pass over to the left side to Brad, who was there. But that shot just goes right into the breadbasket of Tokarski. Jersey Joe saying PK should be benched. Yeah, he has not been doing what he needs to do, and wouldn't necessarily be against it. Nico Hischier actually just lost his first face-off. He's 6 for 7 now. Devils have regained the puck in the O-zone. 35 seconds to go on this power play. Good job by Dougie Hamilton to keep it in. Bratt gave it over looking for Nico, but it was intercepted by a Sabre player, and it was cleared away by Buffalo. Papa Villapiano saying, classic discombobulated, desolatory Devils power play. Okay. Yes, I mean, that's basically what we're seeing. But what else is new? Really? What else is new? Poke check there by Tatar. Devils looking for one last rush here with 6 seconds to go on the man advantage. Tatar passes over to Zacha is not enough, but Zacha is able to regain it. Gives over to Nico. Back to Tatar. Backhand try. That shot is stopped by Tokarski and then cleared as the power play just comes to an end, but the Devils still have the puck. Bratt over to Dougie Hamilton with a shot, and that one gets blocked. And now Hag gets it over, gives it to his defensive partner, and the Sabres are able to calm it down. As the Devils now are 0 for 2 there on the power play. 2 opportunities, couldn't score. And as a result, they are still down 1-0 here, about 6 minutes into the second period here against the Buffalo Sabres. The pass in front is blocked off by Ryan Graves, and then VC gets it. He gives it over to a defenseman, and then Mercer just tries to clear it in. He couldn't get it. Yeah, really, honestly, from like an offensive and defensive perspective, there's not a single player that I've seen that has done very much. And now an opportunity here down the left side. It's Andreas Janssen, who kind of hesitated and then gets slammed into the boards by Rasmus Dahlin. And now the Devils are looking to try to do something as the pass just misses Siegenthaler. He hesitated for a second, and then Buffalo's able to take a shot from a sharp angle, but it's fortunately stopped by Nico Daws. Not really sure what happened to Siegenthaler, why he was complaining, because he gave up nearly a partial breakaway opportunity there. Right now, nothing going on for the Devils. They continue to look as lackluster and as lifeless as they did in this first period. And Buffalo really, it seems like to me, they've just kind of tried to protect this 1-0 lead. And the way that they're doing it so far, it's been working. It's now an opportunity here as Buffalo has it in the O zone. Pass it out to the top of the blue line. As the defenseman with a shot, that one gets blocked, and now an opportunity here for Student H on a partial breakaway. He comes in with a shot, that one gets stopped, and a rebound try, and it somehow didn't go in. I can't believe that. As now another opportunity, and a shot, and that one hit the post. And I believe that was Sharon Govich for the second straight game that hits the freaking post. 2 opportunities there for the Devils, point blank, and they cannot score. As Tokarski made one save, and then Sharon Govich again denied by the post. As the Devils, with their best opportunity of the game, get snuffed out. And they're still trailing here as a long pass to Tage Thompson is broken up as Nico Daws will cover it with 12:18 to go here in the second period, as the Devils still trail 1-0 here, as they nearly, with 2 opportunities, nearly were able to tie this game. But Tokarski and then the post have denied the Devils, as they'll show a replay here. Student H coming down. Good job by the defenseman Miller. The puck ended up being stopped originally by Tokarski. Then Student H standing there wide open with a wide open net. And I guess a defenseman for the Sabres was able to lift his stick. And then they're showing a replay here of the Sharon Govich opportunity. And yeah, he just, for the second straight game, he did it against Washington. Second straight game, Sharon Govich just rings it off the post. Now we got to stop here as a play is offsides. We'll take our first commercial break of the second period. 12:13 to go here in the second period. Buffalo hanging on still, up 1-0. And we are going to take a quick break as well as we hear another word from our great people at DraftKings Sportsbook. I really can't believe that the Devils had 2 golden opportunities right there with Student Each looking like all he needed to do was just lightly tap it in and it goes in. He doesn't score. And then you go to Sharon Govich just seconds later. He takes a wrist shot with Tokarski down on his stomach, and it hits the post. You could draw that up to bad luck in that sense. That was just unfortunate. Good defensive play by the Sabres defenseman to prevent Student from getting that rebound opportunity. But other than that, just nothing. Just nothing. It's getting very frustrating, as you could tell by tone of my voice, even my hair, just nuts. Everything is nuts. Everything is absolutely nuts here today. And it just feels like at this point that maybe the Devils are going to wake up a little bit now from that opportunity, kind of go from there. Devils power play this season, controlled entry success percentage, 90%, which is first in the league. Ozone face-off win percentage, 63.6, ninth in the league. Ozone SAT recovered, not sure what that is, 1.54, which is sixth in the league. And offensive zone time, 65.6%, which is 10th best. If those statistics show that our power play is better, why are we like 1 for 9 on it? You know, like, see, this is where, like, when analytics come into play, it's like, yeah, but it doesn't explain why the Devils still can't pass to save their lives and have struggled on back-to-back power plays to even get a shot on goal. So that's where we're at. As now we get back to the game here, as Devils trying to create something here. Yanni Kuokkanen fell down as he had an opportunity to take it in himself, but he fell down, and that's just kind of been how this game has gone. As a pass in front was blocked, but Buffalo right now looking to try to see if they can grab that 2-goal lead, which the longer this game goes with it being 1-0, the worse a 2-goal lead, a 2-goal deficit for the Devils is going to be. Dougie Hamilton now with it, gives it over to Jimmy Vesey, and Vesey with a light shot that is easily stopped by Dustin Tokarski. Yanni Kuokkanen now with the puck here, as Vesey's able to keep it in the zone here. Vesey with some space, looking for something, takes a wrist shot, and that one ends up being blocked as the Devils scramble in front of the net, but it ends up being taken away by Dylan Cousins of the Sabres. He takes it into the O-zone, tried to make a pass, and that one is stopped, and it looks like we're going to get a stoppage in play, and I believe we are going to get an offsides here with 11:17 to go in this one. We've had 3 penalties in this game. 4 actually in this game. 2 against the Devils and 2 against the Buffalo Sabres. There was 1 against both teams that skated on 5-on-4, and then the Devils had actually I think it's 5 penalties now that I think about it. Let me think. Yeah, it's 5 penalties in this game, 3 against Buffalo, 2 against the Devils, and unfortunately, one of those penalties resulted in what is still the only goal of this game back in the first period. As a pass in front is broken up by Nico Hischier, as Hinostroza had an opportunity, and then he's dragged down. I'm not sure if they're going to call a penalty there. We'll see if anything gets called when the Devils next touch the puck. I don't see any refs' hands up, but it did look like to me that Hinostroza was knocked down with a stick. To me, that could have been a tripping call, but no call was actually made, so the Devils got away with one there. But the Devils right now just trying to get it out of the zone here if they can. And they're still not succeeding. Siegenthaler now with the puck on the far left side. Luckily for Nico Dawes, he's been less active here in this second period, but he still made the saves that he needs to keep this team still only trailing by a goal. Jesper Bratt trying to make a pass out in front to Mercer. He missed. Zacha now up to Subban. And then his pass missed. And now looks like Dawson Mercer lost his stick and he ended up tripping a guy, and now they are going to call a penalty. It'll be against Dawson Mercer. Mercer dropping a couple of obscenities there, and as a result, he is going to the sin bin at the 10:18 mark of this period. So a power play that is 1-for-1 for Buffalo and is the only difference in this game. Now is an opportunity to double their lead, and yeah, I mean, it was obvious. Dawson Mercer tripped, and then he just let go of his stick for whatever reason. And I believe that's either the first or second penalty that Mercer has taken in his young NHL career. Face-off is won by Buffalo. Olofsson trying to keep it trying to set something up here. Buffalo's having a lot of room to set up as a pass over missed, and now an opportunity going the way. Might be a 2-on-1 here with Vesey and Zacha. Zacha down the right side takes a shot that gets blocked, but Vesey's able to retain it. Passed it on in front to a streaking. I believe that was actually Gauthier as well, but it missed. Now the Sabres take it back into the O-zone. So a good opportunity, shorthanded, goes for naught, and then Gauthier is able to get the puck and clear it. With 9.5 minutes to go here in this second period, 1:18 to go on the 2-minute tripping penalty against Dawson Mercer. Now, Sabres player kind of tumbles. It was Jeff Skinner. Then he tried to take a shot that ends up just going around the boards. And then Sharon Govich tried to clear it, missed the opportunity. Tage Thompson with the puck for the Sabres. Skinner now with it, and then a good job there by a Devils forward to clear it. Sharon Govich, who has had some success shorthanded, now trying to get it away from Rasmus Dahlin, and he can't. Dahlin now with it. Wraps it around the board somewhat. Dylan Cousins now with it. Dylan Cousins again, still with the only goal on the first power play for Buffalo. Subban now pinning a guy against the boards. Devils just trying to get it out of the zone here with 35 seconds to go on the 2-minute minor to Dawson Mercer. Now we're at the 30-minute mark. They're continuing to whack at it in front, and the Buffalo's able to get it, and now they keep it in at the top of the point. Defenseman with the puck now for the Sabres. He takes a wrist shot that ends up not getting all the way. Cousins out to the point, and now another player has it for the Sabres. He takes a shot, and that one either was stopped or just went wide of the net here. Buffalo is still able to keep it in with 11 seconds to go on the power play. Subban just trying to get it out, and then Nico kind of whacks at it in midair. No penalty or anything, and he's able to get it out, and the power play comes to an end. So the Devils are able to successfully kill off that 2-minute minor to Dawson Mercer, but the Sabres still have the puck in the zone as that shot actually looked like a pass that missed. And now Mercer comes down the left side, has a 3-on-1 opportunity. Dawson Mercer waits, takes a shot, and that one is stopped by Dustin Tokarski. There's a good opportunity for Mercer, who just came out of the box, looking to try to generate something, but Tokarski makes a good play. Buffalo had an opportunity just now that was snuffed out by the Devils defense. They're still trying to get it out. Mercer now with it. Gives over to Tomas Tatar. Tatar down the left side. Waits. Drop pass over to Dougie Hamilton with a shot. And that one just either was stopped or just went wide. It looked like for a second. But now a breakaway chance for the Buffalo Sabres. They come on in. And a good save made by Nico Dawes. Great opportunity as Drake Kajula had a chance on the breakaway and missed. And another try by Hinostroza is stopped by Dawes. And a shot from the point is stopped. And it is held by Nico Dawes. 3 good opportunities there for Buffalo. Started with the breakaway chance for Kajula. Then a shot after that on a basically right in front of the slot by Hinostroza gets stopped. And then a shot by Hag at the top of the blue line also is stopped and held by Nico Dawes, who that was the busiest he has been in this second period. And so both teams trading opportunities right there, but neither can score. As now we take another commercial break. And again, the Devils still trailing here 1-0 on the early power play goal back in the first by Dylan Cousins. So again, guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and out of your Saturday night to check out this live watch along. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything like that, make sure to leave it in the comment section. I will share it here on the live watch along. And as always, make sure also like and subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel, THPN. We just reached 300 subscribers. So our next goal is obviously to get to 350 and then to 400 and just continue to build there from there and kind of go more and more and more as the season progresses. We're going to have a lot more of these live watch-alongs and much more hockey content coming at you. So make sure you like and subscribe, THPN, and also make sure to punch that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, any new live watch-alongs that we do right here on this channel. So now we get back to the game here. They're showing a replay of the breakaway opportunity by Drake Kajula. He tried to go low, right leg pad on Nico Dawes, but he made the save. It was a really good save. Kept his stick down, which is important for any goaltender. And they're showing also Nico Dawes' parents, his family. They are, particularly his mom. His mom being a hockey mom and being a goalie mom, she's having a heart attack every 2 seconds watching her son having to make saves and having to try to keep the Devils in it. And the Devils are still not giving him the goal support that he needs. However, the Devils in the last 3-4 minutes have had some good opportunities, but still have not cashed in here as they're making Dustin Tokarski look like the second coming of Dominik Hasek, the way he's been playing tonight. Faceoff is won by Buffalo in the O-zone as that shot goes wide of the net, but Buffalo is able to keep it in. And then they end up losing the puck. Have to clear it there. Jersey Joe saying, be positive, Neil. I'm really trying. I'm being optimistic because, again, it's still only 1-0, 7 minutes to go in this second period. It's still 20 minutes to go after this in the third period. Anything can happen. Devils coming down the left wing as Quokinen threw it out in front to Ty Smith, but he couldn't hold on to it. But Tokarski still has to make the save and clear the puck away. Looks like Lindy Ruff once again has made some line changes. Quokinen on a line with McLeod and Jimmy Vesey, and this is something that he did in the last game. Is Vesey with a shot in the tough angle and end up getting stopped by Tokarski. Pass out in front. Now over Severson. Severson with a shot, and that one is stopped by Dustin Tokarski. As Tokarski continues to frustrate the Devils here as they're still looking to just try to get that goal to tie this game. Buffalo coming down the other way. Dahlin over to his defensive partner. Couldn't get that. I believe it was Casey Middlestead actually trying to make the pass to. Now Devils are able to take it out. Nice pass over to Bratt. Bratt coming down the left side. Hesitating there. Passed it out in front to Zacha. And I'm not sure if that fully got down, but it didn't end up in the back of the net. And then Buffalo looking to try to make another long pass to set up a breakaway is snuffed out. And now Zacha, long pass over to Nico. Nico dangling through, but is snuffed out. Now Subban over to Brett. Brett back to Subban with a one-time shot, and that is right into the breadbasket and held by Dustin Tokarski. As we'll take another quick break here. The TV is going to take a quick break with 5:42 to go in the second period. And right now, Nico Hischier is crouching down. He is in some pain, and that is not what we need right now, especially with him, and especially considering how injuries have really hurt this team early on in the season. We really, really cannot afford to have more of our main guys get out right now. This is not good. Hopefully it's not something too severe. Papa Villapiano, could Jack's absence really be making that much of a difference? I think at this point it is. I don't think you could fully say that through the first game against Washington, considering all the situations that the Devils were in with a lot of their main guys out, not just Jack Hughes. But I think now going to the second game, facing off against a less formidable foe in Buffalo and still struggling this much, particularly offensively, yeah, I think that Jack Hughes' void and not being here is affecting this team way more than I think people realize, including myself. And it's very frustrating to watch. So somebody's got to step up. I don't know who it is. Nico, Zacha, Brett, Tatar, Dawson Mercer, Subban, the equipment manager. I don't know. Somebody's got to step up here, because nobody right now is showing any sort of sense of urgency that, hey, we're still only down 1-0. We got to score here. We got to get on the board, because it took us until the 55th minute of the last game against Washington to score. We nearly got shut out. We've scored 1 goal in the last 5 periods of play. We have to get going here. And I don't know who's got to step up, but somebody's got to step up. As Nico Daws, 17 saves on 18 shots in his NHL debut, and he's not going to get a win if this team is not going to give him support. He's doing everything possible. It's reminding me, I know it's going to sound crazy, but it's reminding me of when Corey Schneider was here for several years and just making saves after saves and doing everything he can, but the team just gave him no goal support. And so, of course, his win-loss record didn't look that good. But if you looked at the underlying stuff, he was one of the better goaltenders in the league at one period of time when he was in his prime with the Devils, because he kept them in so many games. There's a shot here by Siegenthaler is blocked, and another try by Gauthier is actually stopped by Tokarski. Now Subban with the puck, wrapped it around the boards, trying to get it to Studenic, and it's snuffed out by a Sabre defenseman. And then Oposo is able to just clear it out, but the Devils take it right back. Jersey Joe saying, there has been some urgency this period. Mercer and Sharagovich could have easily cracked it open. No, that's a good point. So did Studenic. He could have knocked it on a rebound. But there's still not enough, because the team is still not scored. And I want to see more of it. I want to see them bombard Tokarski with shots on goal, because it's ridiculous. There's Drake Kajula with a shot that gets blocked by Ty Smith, who has had a very good game blocking shots. Andreas Janssen with a pass over to Mercer, and that one is stopped out of midair by Dustin Tokarski, as Dawson Mercer again with an opportunity. Severson over to Ty Smith with a shot that goes wide of the net. Andreas Janssen now with the puck over to Mercer, but it goes through his legs, and then it's taken away by the Buffalo Sabres. They come down the right side. Hayden, former New Jersey Devil himself, with the puck now, gets pinned along the boards right behind Nico Daws. Buffalo has it now, and then Devils are able to take it away. Siegenthaler over to Dawson Mercer. Makes a couple nice moves, trying to get past the defenseman, and he can't. He'll just throw it around the boards, and a nice hit by Andreas Janssen, but unfortunately he couldn't get to the puck. He got to the body, but not the puck. So now Devils have it now, and a nice pass over to VC, who's just going to throw it to the corner there for a streaking Yanni Kuokkanen, and then a one-time shot, and that one goes wide. Good opportunity there. I believe that was Michael McLeod on the 1T, but he couldn't get it. That's now an opportunity here. Casey Middlestat, nice move, and then he gets snuffed out by the Devils defense, but Buffalo takes it right back. Dylan Cousins, the pass to him just missed. Now, pass over to VC, and 2 Devils players collide, and then another Devil player just clears it. As we're about 3 minutes to go here in this second period, with Buffalo still leading 1-0 on the early power play goal back in the first by Dylan Cousins. Zacha now with it. He's got Nico with him. Zacha waiting. Tried to make a pass over to Jesper Bratt, but it was blocked, but he gains it right back. Now to Bratt. Bratt loses the puck. Nico with it. Over to Bratt. Pass it over to Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler with a wrist shot, and that one is stopped. And another opportunity is Nico with a chance, and that one goes wide. Subban fakes the slap shot. Gives it over to Bratt. Bratt with a shot, and that one goes wide and deflects out of play. And Nico, they're showing Nico again. He is wincing in some pain. Not sure exactly what is going on necessarily, but he's fighting through it. There's probably a good chance we'll find out something maybe after the game. But right now he is just trying to fight and everything like that. You show Nico here with a wraparound chance and it got blocked and it forced the puck to go wide. But I think it's a wrist injury as he's now on the bench talking to one of the trainers. So again, this is not what you want to see early in the season when the team's trying to get off to a good start and everything. The shots are 12-5 in favor of the Devils in this period. The Devils have been a lot better and played more urgent than they did in the period. But again, just not being able to figure out Tokarski just yet. BC trying to keep the puck in. Fourth line doing what they can, and then Buffalo's able to just clear it out. 2:27 to go here in the second period. Still 1-0 Buffalo. Tokarski now with it, trying to give it to one of his defensemen, and then he was able to wisely get it out before the Devils could get there. And now Buffalo looks to try to take it into the O-zone, and they do. And now we get a stoppage of plays. It looks like it's probably an offsides here with 2:13 to go. Again, they're showing Nico on the bench, definitely in some discomfort. And they're showing a replay of something. It looks like when he got his stick lifted by a Buffalo player, and I think it caught him in the wrist, and that's what happened. So, yeah, he got chopped on the wrist a little bit by Bryson. And since that point, he has been struggling, but he's back on the ice right now. So he is fighting. Got to give him credit there. But hopefully it's nothing major because that's the last thing that we need right now. Subban to Bratt. And Bratt's able to take it. And now let's see if he can generate something here as he's going to try to dump it. And it's snuffed out before Devils can even get over the blue line. And now Buffalo takes it back into the O-zone. Devils intercepted. Subban losing the puck here. And Buffalo's able to retain it for a second before Siegenthaler, Subban's defensive partner, is able to get it. And now Buffalo intercepts it again. Passes over to the top left side. Fakes the shot. Dahlin still with the puck. Looking for something, waiting, still deking out, takes a wrist shot, and that one goes completely wide of the net. We're less than 2 minutes to go here in this second period. Let's see if the Devils can get one of those momentum goals at the end of the period here. Zacha comes in, gives it to Nico. Nico with a shot, and that one is stopped. And then Tokarski dove out to kind of cover it to make the save, and then we get a stoppage in play with 1:14 to go in the second period. Again, Nico slowly making his way to the bench, and now Nico Hischier is actually going to the locker room. He has just walked down the tunnel to the locker room, and all I know is pain at this point because now you lost Jack Hughes, your other top centerman, and now you're losing Nico Hischier, and we don't even know if Nico is going to come back in this game. So things injury-wise are going from bad to worse for the New Jersey Devils. Can't really explain why. It feels like we're the Mets, considering how many injuries we're getting. And it's the fourth game of the season. It's frustrating. We're now to the final minute here of this period as the Devils, again, still trying to see if they can find a way to get that game-tying goal here before this period is over. Pass over to Sharon Govich. He loses the puck, and then it's taken away by Anders Bjork of Buffalo. And now Buffalo still has it here. And then it's taken away at the center ice by the Devils, and Frederic Gauthier just leaves it in. And now Devils, again, just trying to do something here, and Buffalo's just snuffing them out every time. Sharon Govich now with it. And that puck deflects into the bench. Jersey Joe saying, could be muscle tightness that might require liquid IV. Could very well be. But it looks like it could be worse than that considering how much pain he seemed to be in when he was on the bench. But again, we're probably not going to know anything until after the game or maybe even tomorrow, to be honest with you, because that's just how these things work in hockey. Ty Smith now with the puck. Gives it over to Severson. Severson back out to the left side to Andreas Janssen, who missed the puck. It goes into the zone. Devils looking to try to keep it in with 18 seconds to go here in the second period. They're still whacking at it in front. It's Mercer and Janssen. Now Mercer with it. He gets pinned to the boards, looking for some support. He can't get it, but then it's cleared away by a Buffalo player. 5 seconds to go here. Severson over to Janssen. The pass misses, and then giving it over to Olofsson, who takes a shot. And one last chance is stopped by Dawes, and that will do it for the second period of play as the Devils, who outshot the Buffalo Sabres something like 14-6 in that period, still cannot solve Dustin Tokarski. And Nico Hischier left that period early with an injury, so things are going from bad to worse. But after 40 minutes of play, it is still 1-0 Buffalo on the early power play goal by Dylan Cousins. So we will see what changes the Devils can make and what they should make going into the final 20 minutes with them still only being down by 1 goal. Before we continue here, we are going to get another word from our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, if you're just tuning in or you've been tuning in, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. My name is Neil Villapiano. I am the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network. It covers all things New Jersey Devils. New episodes come out every Monday and Thursday. You can follow us on Twitter at Devil's State, on Instagram at Devil's State of Mind, and also like and subscribe, well, basically like our Facebook page as well, Devil's State of Mind podcast. And if you guys have any questions or anything, like I mentioned before, make sure to leave them in the comments below. I will show them here on the screen and I will answer them to the best that I possibly can. Also, make sure to obviously like and subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel, THPN. We're posting, as much content, as much daily content as we possibly can, doing all things hockey. We have podcasts for all the teams in the NHL and other great hockey podcasts as well. We're going to be posting a lot of content throughout the year, so make sure you like and subscribe and punch that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, live watch-alongs, anything like that that we post. So make sure to do that. Right now, the second period has just come to an end. The Devils, as you can see on the screen here, to my left, your guys' right. The Devils are down 1-0 to the Buffalo Sabres after 40 minutes of play. Dylan Cousins scored the first and only goal on a power play a little more than 3 minutes in. The Devils definitely were the better team in that second period. They played with a little bit more sense of urgency, had some really good, A-plus opportunities, but could not cash in as Dustin Tokarski continues to get off to a strong start as the backup goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres, like I mentioned before, are coming off a 4-1 loss at home, their first loss of the season and their first loss at home to the Boston Bruins last night. And they do not look like a team that is tired from last night's game. They look like a team that's on a mission, that they are looking to try to have a better performance tonight. And so far, defensively, they've done that. Offensively, other than the power play goal, they haven't done a whole lot. So if it wasn't for that, it'd still be no score after 40 minutes of play. The Devils, they didn't look that good in the first period. They gave up that goal. Nico Dawes, the goaltender for the Devils, who's making his NHL debut, has looked really strong. 17 of 18 shots that he has saved so far. But he's not getting the goal support that I was hoping for. But again, we have 20 minutes to play here, so we will see if things are able to change and able to improve offensively for the Devils moving forward. So I don't know. This is just getting very frustrating to watch because we have now gone, in the last 5 periods, we have scored 1 goal. And you think about how the Devils started the year, 2-0, beating Chicago and Seattle, starting the year up on a high note. And then obviously we get some unfortunate situations with Jack Hughes getting hurt, dislocated shoulder. Some other guys are still hurt like Mackenzie Blackwood and Miles Wood. Some other guys like that who are not fully healthy yet. And then just a couple minutes ago, Nico Hischier definitely wincing in pain on the bench and ends up leaving the game with about a minute to go in the period. We'll see if he does return when this game resumes going into the third period. So I don't know what to tell you. If you're a Devils fan, you got to be sitting here thinking to yourself, we are facing a lot of adversity, and we're not even 5 games into the season. And it's frustrating. And, a lot of teams are dealing with it, and granted, there's some other teams that are struggling way more than we are, but you don't, especially when you're facing a team like Buffalo and you're at home, you want to come out and do well in front of the home crowd. And right now, you're putting yourself in jeopardy of dropping 2 in a row and maybe potentially not even scoring. I don't know what needs to change necessarily, but you could definitely say, and somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier tonight, basically you can see how the Devils really miss Jack Hughes and how much he really is valued within the Devils organization, because when you look at how he performed through the first 4 periods of the season, he was by far the best player on the ice. He was doing things that he was leading the league in some categories right away. He had 2 goals and an assist right away. He was already on pace to have himself that breakout year we were all talking about. Then he gets hit, unfortunately, against the boards, dislocates his shoulder, and you look at how things went in the second and third periods of the game against the Kraken on Tuesday. Fast forward to Thursday, the entire game against Washington, and then the 2 periods here tonight against Buffalo. The Devils look lifeless. They look like they don't believe in themselves. They're looking for somebody to lead the way, and they're not doing it. And it's tough. And now things have just gotten worse because of the fact that Nico's hurt, and we don't know if he's going to come back. And it's just, I'm not trying to say like the world's coming to an end, because it's not, but it sucks that it's like this much is going wrong early in the season. It's like, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we're getting it out of our system now so that later on in the season we're kind of clicking. But you don't want to put yourself, when you're in a situation where expectations are, especially from your general manager, that you want this team to be way more competitive and have meaningful games in April. It's not going to help if you're losing early season games against opponents that you should be beating. You can make a pass for losing to Washington. Washington's a better team and everything like that. But you're facing a Buffalo team that hasn't really done a whole lot in this game, hasn't put up a lot of aggression, and has taken advantage of one opportunity, and they scored on it. Other than that, Nico Daws has been strong in net, keeping the Devils at just 1 goal. But the Devils' offensive players are not doing what they need to do. They had back-to-back power plays to start this period, and they didn't score. And so now we're in a position going into the third period where, again, it's only 1-0. We have plenty of time to score, to tie this game and take the lead and win it. But the Devils are going to do nothing if they're just going to continue to not be ultra aggressive. They were more aggressive in that period, but it needs to be at a high gear going into the third. No excuses. You have to come out with the belief that you're going to come out and you're going to play your best hockey for the final 20 minutes and find a way to get a win. Lindy Ruff said to the media earlier this morning that he expects his team to play a lot better in this game. 40 minutes in, I don't see a difference between Thursday's game and tonight. I don't. And I want to see that change. And it comes from guys just believing in themselves that they can beat this team and that they're better than them and that they could score. And they have more veteran presence now. These guys got to step up. I know it's early in the season and guys are still learning how to play with one another, but still, you got to find a way to do something here, because you're in danger of losing to a Sabres team that, albeit is off to a fantastic start, but is really not that good. I'm sorry, but they're really not that good. They're tanking. They're deliberately trying to lose, and they haven't done a good job so far. But, they're playing loosey-goosey, nothing to worry about because they have no expectations. The Devils are playing scared. They're playing down to their competition. They're not doing what they need to do. They need to up the ante here. They need to get it going, or they are going to lose this game. They got 20 minutes to go here. They can win this game easily. they could score 3 or 4 goals in the third period and put this game away. And they're showing, by the way, they're showing a replay of the Nico Hischier goal that was waved off because they said the ref blew the whistle. I do wonder a little bit that if that goal had counted, would the game be that much different? It would be different from the standpoint that the game would be tied right now, but maybe the Devils would have gotten some more confidence, scored a goal, whatever the case may be, kind of go from there. Joe Rogan asking, if you could throw on score ticker for other games or just the St. Louis game, I'll subscribe and watch this entire stream. I could quickly show you guys the score of that game really quick. Just some, I guess you can call it some out-of-town scores. So let me just quickly bring it up for you. Lovely people. Let's see here. So now we're just going to let me check this out. Let me just quickly make sure I'm sharing the screen. Also, Joe Rogan says, I'll double like it with 2 accounts, please. Okay. All right. You've convinced me. You've convinced me enough, my friend. I will do that right now. So now we're going to quickly go here to this. We're going to show some scores here. So if you can see them, I hope you guys can see them. The New York Rangers beat the Ottawa Senators earlier today, 3-2. The New York Rangers were down 2-0 with 6 minutes to go in the game and came back and won regulation. The Calgary Flames with an upset victory over the Washington Capitals. Granted, it was at home, but won it in overtime or after overtime. But regardless, they won 4-3. The Minnesota Wild, it looks like they just won actually 4-3 over the Anaheim Ducks, so they did win. Columbus 3-1. The Carolina Hurricanes are beating the Columbus Blue. They are beating the Columbus Blue Jackets right now. Looks like it's the end of 2 periods. At the end of 2 periods, it's 5-1 Montreal. So it looks like the Canadiens are on their way to their first win of the season. Obviously, you guys are watching the Devils Sabres game with me. It's 1-0 Buffalo after 2. The Florida Panthers and Philadelphia Flyers are tied after 2 periods at 2 apiece. Pittsburgh is dominating the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1 after in the second period. Actually, it looks like it's pretty close to the end of the second period. The Colorado Avalanche against the Tampa Bay Lightning, potential Stanley Cup, I guess you could say Stanley Cup matchup moving forward. They're up 2-1 at the end of 2 periods against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nashville Predators are losing 4-2 to the Winnipeg Jets after 2 periods of play. The St. Louis Blues, as my friend just asked me, St. Louis Blues are up 2-1 at the end of 1 period against the LA Kings. And the other 2 games are the Arizona Coyotes against the New York Islanders at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So they should be coming on in the next 15, 20 minutes. And obviously the biggest one of the night, the Seattle Kraken will be playing their home opener against the Vancouver Canucks starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you guys get a chance to go see that. So those are the out-of-town scores so far here tonight. So most of the games are on right now. And then we'll have 2 more games. One will start more or less in the next 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll have another one like that. So, Joe, I hope I was able to answer your question really quick. Again, thank you for commenting and hopefully subscribing and liking this. We really do appreciate it, as always. And again, thank you all so much for taking some time out of your Saturday to check this live stream out. My name is Neil Villapiano. In case you're just joining us, I'm the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which covers all things New Jersey Devils on the Hockey Podcast Network. New episodes come out every Monday and Thursday. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Devil State and also on Instagram at Devil State of Mind. And make sure to like us on Facebook as well. And also, if you guys are, fans of obviously betting on sports, and if you have an opportunity to bet, if it's legal wherever you are, make sure to go to DraftKings and use our promo code THPN when you sign up. We would greatly appreciate that, and the people at DraftKings would certainly appreciate it. And speaking of the people at DraftKings, we are going to get a quick word from them right now. So again, thank you to the wonderful people at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring all the live watch-alongs that we do on here and everything that we do at the Hockey Podcast Network. We greatly appreciate it. Joe Rogan say, yep, double like and subscribe. I put some money on that game. Thanks, man. No problem, Joe. Happy to have you on here. Happy that you jumped on. We really appreciate it and coming by and saying hi. We hope you get an opportunity to win a little bit of money here tonight. It would be a good way to end your Saturday evening. So again, if you guys are checking out, if you're looking for this live watch along, Devils right now are trailing 1-0 to the Buffalo Sabres after 40 minutes of play. And again, we will see what the Devils can do in the final 20 minutes here at home to try to find a way to come back and win this game and try to get themselves going here. Joe Rogan said, I was scared to bet this game. I'm assuming you're talking about the Devils Sabres game. And if you are, yeah, I can understand. I mean, both of these teams, it's not like both of these teams play relatively similar, and they're both in not entirely similar situations, but considering they're two of the teams that are towards the bottom of the Metropolitan Division and the East Division, certainly last year, it's hard to do when you have two teams that are very similar and even in betting wise, when you look at the odds and things like that, and you say, could really go either way. Yeah, it's a tough. This might be one of those games where it's probably a little bit tough to make a confident bet. I'm sure there's some other games out there that are a little bit more easy to kind of go off of. But yeah, I can obviously understand the frustration. Joe says Jersey was paying too low, or I would have bet him. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't really know exactly what the lines were when this game started. But I'm sure they weren't that high considering, again, they were at home and they're playing Buffalo. And even if Buffalo wins, it's not like you're getting a considerable amount depending on what you put down. So this might have been one of those games where it might have been a little bit difficult. But I would still encourage it if you obviously wanted to bet on some games. And obviously this one's going on. And I believe you could still bet on it even if it's after 2 periods. So, if you want to put down something, you very well can. So we'll see what happens here going into this third period. Again, it's tough. It's really tough watching this team, having those chances and not being able to score. And again, we're still only down 1-0 now after 2 periods, and there's still so much time to get back in this game. And I feel like the way this game is going, if the Devils can score, it's just going to come in waves. They're going to dominate the rest of this game, and they're going to find a way to win, whether it's in regulation or in overtime/shootout. So that is the hope. And I'd like to see them get it going early and get themselves rolling here. Joe Rogan saying, Jersey would be a good live bet right now, big money. I think now, if you're going to bet, and again, obviously use THPN as our promo code on DraftKings, I think that it would be a pretty solid bet. I think it's a legitimate bet that you can make when it comes to, the Devils maybe coming back and winning this game. I think it's a legitimate bet. I think you could do it. Because again, it's only 1-0. So I think that's definitely something. As the third period is about to start, and good news, Nico Hischier, who is still somewhat wincing in pain, is actually on the bench getting ready to start the third. So that's kind of the good news that we have here for this. So let me just quickly here get you guys back to the score so I can share it with you guys. I would hopefully like to do. I'm going to add it here. Here we go. All right. So we are about ready, like I said, to start the third period here. It's an important one. Nico Hischier, 7 for 9 on faceoffs. He's had 15 shifts, and he's had 13 minutes, 41 seconds of ice time. He's had 3 shots on goal, a couple good chances. But again, that first line of Nico, Bratt, and Zacha, not really doing what they're expected to do, but they got 20 minutes here to kind of get it going here, and let's see if they can find a way and kind of go from there. Papaville Piano saying Nico is in serious pain. I wonder what it is. Well, unfortunately, because of the way that people talk about hockey injuries, it's going to be like an upper body thing, and we'll just not know about it for 6 months. I mean, that's just kind of like the thing. Even if he's fully healthy, we're not going to know exactly what the problem is. But again, hopefully it's nothing major, and hopefully he can just continue to play as we are now underway here in the third period. Sabres still up 1-0 on an early power play goal back in the first period by Dylan Cousins, his first of the year. So again, let's see if the Devils can do anything here in this third to kind of get themselves going here. As a pass in the Devils' O-zone is cleared away, Ty Smith has to go all the way back. Ty Smith looking pretty solid in his first game back from injury, his first game of the season. Has had a couple of solid shots blocked shots, and he's done pretty well pretty much for the most part. I'd like to see him get it going a little bit more offensively. The Devils are 0 for 2 on the power play, had back-to-back power plays to start the second period and really didn't generate much of anything. So the Devils get another opportunity. They better perform a lot better. But as I mentioned before, the longer this game remains 1-0, the worse the Devils going down 2-0 is going to be, because if the Devils are struggling to score just one goal, as a turnover here by the Devils and a shot by Asplund is stopped by Nico Dawes. An absolutely poor pass by Nico trying to get a breakout ends up resulting in Asplund taking the puck away and getting a shot on goal. Not the greatest shot. He tried to go far stick side, but again, Nico Dawes making his NHL debut tonight with a nice right stick pad save. And Asplund just goes, he just looks up at the sky and says, I can't believe I had that opportunity and didn't score. So Buffalo's had some opportunities, but it hasn't really impressed me all that much. But they've done a good job of frustrating the Devils to the point where they still haven't scored. Dustin Tokarski, to be exact, who is making just his second appearance of the season, already looking for a second win, has looked very sharp when he's needed to be so far for Buffalo. Jeff Skinner coming into the zone here, and it's taken away, and a long pass for Tatar is broken up. The Devils continue to try these long passes that are just not working. And I don't know why they keep doing it, because they're insane to keep doing it, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, knowing the result is not going to change. I don't know. That weak shot is stopped easily by Tokarski. Devils trying to keep it in the zone. The third line here is on, and the Sabres are able to get it out of their zone and look to try to do a rush the other way. But that pass is broken up, and now Dougie Hamilton with it takes a slap shot. That shot is stopped by Tokarski. Mercer was there on the rebound, but the puck just went wide. Good opportunity there for Dougie Hamilton, who's had a relatively quiet game so far. And now Hinostroza takes it away to center ice for Buffalo. This Buffalo again trying to see if they can find a way to grab that all-important 2-goal lead here. Even though they haven't generated much, they had that opportunity just seconds ago by Asplund, but it was stopped by Nico. Joe Rogan saying Blues up 2-1. I also grabbed the Panthers on a smaller bet, tied 2-2. All right, so Joe Rogan have himself a solid day in the betting world. So hockey is an interesting sport to bet on, and I'm glad it's working out for him. As Sharon Govich now with the puck, makes a deke, takes a wrist shot. That one ends up getting blocked. Now Severson with it up to the top to Sharon Govich. He takes a wrist shot, and that one is also blocked. Ty Smith fighting for the puck now is able to get it for a second, but then Buffalo's able to take it away and then clear it to center ice. Joe Rogan saying, I know the Blues were a gimme bet, but I just wanted to make some money tonight. I don't blame you. Sometimes if it's just a solid bet, doesn't hurt to make a little bit of bet, get some little extra cash for the weekend. As VC with a shot, and that one is stopped by the shoulder of Dustin Tokarski, who continues to have himself a really, really good game here tonight. As he's continuing to work his way to a potential shutout, maybe. Again, considering how the Devils have gone in this game, it just doesn't seem like the Devils are going to score, and it's very frustrating. By the way, they just went back to the trivia question before. Who is the only Devils captain to play for Buffalo? So, as I said before, I really don't know the answer to this, so I'm kind of curious to see what the answer is. Don Lever or Lever. I don't know who I'm a diehard Devils fan. I know a lot of the history of this team. I don't know who that person is. And I apologize if some of you are like, oh, how do you not know that? Like, I really don't know who that is. Joe Rogan say it's parlayed with some football. All right, yeah. I mean, it's Saturday, college football, a lot of big upsets. Illinois beating Penn State on the road today. Cincinnati just escaping Navy with a 27-20 victory. There's some other games going on right now. Pitt had a nice victory at home against Clemson. So there's some good bets there. Now Jesper Bratt coming down the right wing. He has it now. Gives it over to Jonas Siegenthaler. Gets kind of stuck. Now back over to Bratt. He throws it out in front. And that pass/shot was blocked by Janssen. And now Subban gives it over to Janssen. Janssen tips it over to Mercer. Now to Bratt. Looks like we have some new lines here. Siegenthaler over to Bratt. Bratt with a wrist shot. And that one is stopped by Dustin Tokarski as Janssen was going down. And it looks like we're actually going to get a penalty here. And it looks like it's going to be against the Buffalo Sabres. It looks like it's going to be Rasmus Dahlin, their young franchise defenseman, that's going to go to the box. So for the third time tonight, the Devils are going to go to the power play. They're 0 for 2 with 2 opportunities early in the second, but now a golden chance here early in the third if they can get an opportunity here to maybe tie this game up. Joe Rogan saying, are you also a Giants fan? I am indeed. I'm a New York Giants fan. I actually am going to the game tomorrow against the Carolina Panthers with a couple of my friends. I expect very little. If the Giants win, I'll be shocked. Considering how many injuries the Giants have and everything, don't expect them to win. Devils on the power play here. Zacha with a shot, and that one just goes wide as Tokarski was kind of falling over himself a little bit there. Good opportunity, but then the Sabres are able to quickly clear it. Again, 0 for 2 the Devils are so far on the power play. They have 2 shots on goal. Now a nice pass to Brad. Brad on the left side, waits, dumps it over to Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton with some space, gives it back over to Brad. Brad waits, rich shot, pass over to Tatar. Tatar on the right side. Tatar looking to try to set something up here. They're still waiting. Not sure what he's looking for. Tatar still with it. Gives it over to Nico Hischier. Nico now back up top to Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton with a wrist shot. And that one is easily stopped by Tokarski. And now we get a little bit of pleasantries after as Haig and Tatar pushing and shoving a little bit. Joe Rogan said, not trolling just because I assume you're from Jersey. No, that's a fair point. Usually when you're from this area, it's either Jets, Giants, or if you're from South Jersey, probably Eagles as well. Joe Rogan says, if I win tonight, I'll throw some juice on the Giants for you. I mean, if you want to throw points on them, maybe scoring a certain amount of points, I guess. I don't know about necessarily winning the game. Carolina obviously is in a better position, even though have been struggling, have lost a couple of games in a row and things like that. But Stephon Gilmore makes his Panthers debut tomorrow, and Daniel Jones has nobody really to throw to. And nobody to run the football with either, and no offensive linemen. So should be fun tomorrow. But back to the Devils game. Faceoff was won by Buffalo, and they're able to clear it with 1:10 to go on the power play here as the Devils still looking to try to tie this game up. They trail 1-0 here on an early power play goal back in the first by Dylan Cousins. Zacha now with it. Tries to make a move, gives it over to Nico. Nico having some problems, and then again, just fighting at the blue line to get something, but he can't. Now Dougie Hamilton with it, gives it over to Tatar. Tatar over to Brad. Brad streaks down the left side. Nice pass to Zacha, and Zacha either whiffed or hesitated to shoot that. I have no idea why he didn't shoot that, but he didn't. Zacha now with it, over to Tatar. Now to Brad with Dougie Hamilton with a shot. Another try, and they score! It's Nico Hischier on the rebound, and the Devils have scored on the power play and have tied the game up with just about 6 minutes in to this third period, as Dustin Tokarski is having a little bit of a word with the ref. I'm not sure if he had an issue with it, but Nico Hischier at the moment, who had some opportunities earlier, cashes in and scores his first goal of the season and ties the game up at 1. And it looks like right now, Don Granato of the Sabres, the head coach, is talking with the ref about potentially goalie interference. You look at the replay, Nico's just standing in front, and he just knocks the puck in on a rebound. I can't really see here. I don't see anything. As that puck actually, it didn't even look like it was touched by Nico. It looked like it was not by somebody. No challenge, so the goal will stand, and the Devils have tied the game up at 1. And Joe Rogan, hell yeah, my man, told you guys, bet on the Devils. I mean, I feel a little bit more confident now. And so now we'll see if the Devils can use this and grab some momentum here and kind of go from there. Go from that. As another try there is deflected and went wide. And now all of a sudden, the Devils are coming out. As VC is tripped up. Are we going to get a penalty? No, we're not. I can understand it. Might have been a little bit of a tick. Might have a little bit of gone either way. Now Graves over to VC, and now VC takes it down the left side. VC looking for a trailer. He backs off. He waits. Tried to make a pass over to Severson. He's able to keep it in the zone. Now, Gauthier, and then Severson with a shot, and that one's deflected wide. Ty Smith passing it over. And now the Devils all of a sudden are really kicking it into high gear, as now they've tied the game and are now looking for the next goal to try to get it here. Where now, the thing is, Gauthier makes a hit, almost was able to dislodge the puck. But now Buffalo gets it and is able to get it out of the zone for a second, and then it's poked away by a Devils player. Papa Villapiano, that's it. Take a shot, slam the rebound. Shots are 8-1 right now in favor of the Devils. So really, if you think about it, after the first period, the Devils have far and away been the better team, and it's only now that the Devils have been able to score and get something going here. Is Jeff Skinner now with the puck, and a good job defensively by Severson. Pass over to Mercer. Mercer, nice little spin around, is able to almost get beyond a defender, but he's knocked down and prevented Mercer from an opportunity going the other way. Now Buffalo with it. Dylan Cousins with a pass out in front, and that shot is stopped by Nico Daws. Great pass out in front. I'm not sure who took that shot originally, but it was a good save by Nico Daws, who continues to stand on his head. Joe Rogan saying, Buffalo pooped the bed for me yesterday, and they will poop the bed again tonight. That is the hope. Nico Hischier with the goal at 5:52. Dougie Hamilton with an assist. So Dougie Hamilton getting himself on the score sheet. He got himself, I think, an assist or two, if I remember correctly, in the first game against the Chicago Blackhawks, but he has got himself on the board here. As Dougie Hamilton, speak of the devil, he takes a wrist shot up high, and that one is stopped by Tokarski and deflects up into the mesh. And we will step aside with 11:42 to go in the third period. The Devils on the power play score on a rebound by Nico Hischier. And we, ladies and gentlemen, take a quick break and hear another word from our wonderful sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook. And once again, shout out to the wonderful people at DraftKings Sportsbooks for sponsoring this live watch along and everything that we do here at the Hockey Podcast Network. And again, as I mentioned before, make sure when you use DraftKings to use our promo code THPN when you sign up. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us here, it is now 1-1 at relatively close to the halfway point of the third period. The Devils just scored on a rebound power play goal by the Devils captain, Nico Hischier, his first of the year, and the Devils have been able to generate some chances after that and have looked a lot better since that goal. And now it's about trying to find a way to get that next one and win this game. And especially for Nico Daws, the goaltender for the Devils, who's making his NHL debut, who continues, after giving up that power play goal, continues to stand on his head and has been a big reason why the Devils have been trailing only 1-0 for this amount of time. Jersey Joe shouting out Joe Rogan. Yes, absolutely, Joe. It's kind of funny, since Joe actually got on the stream, it's actually been going much more in the Devils' favor. So maybe Joe's a little bit of luck here tonight. Right now, Erica Walker of MSG, who is the main pre and post game host, she's talking with Nico Daws' parents. So I'm sure that they're enjoying themselves, probably a little bit nervous, and just hoping that that Nico can continue to do things. So we got more than one Nico on the ice in this game. And so far, both of them have done relatively well, especially here in the third period. Jorgen says, if it goes to a shootout, how do you think it would go? Jersey Joe might agree with me on this. I'm not sure. But considering the Devils for many years have been really bad at shootouts, I think the chance of them winning is probably not that good. That's the way that I would look at it. But you never know. I mean, it would be the first time we'd see them in the shootout this year, and maybe they're a little bit different. Tatar is knocked down right at the blue line, no penalty or anything, which is good. As Zacha passed out in front, but it was intercepted before it could get to Tatar. Good opportunity there. As the Devils right now, once again, they're outshooting the Sabres by a lot. They outshot them a lot in the second period. They're doing it again here in the third, and they finally got rewarded on the power play when it was Nico Hischier. Subban, all alone, will just dump the puck in as both teams make a quick change. Sabres have the puck now. Dahlin, who took that penalty, resulted in the goal, having a little bit of trouble here as he tries to shake off Jimmy Vesey, who's had a relatively solid game, being physical, as Tage Thompson gets it over to Olofsson. Olofsson now up to a streaking Dahlin, but it's intercepted by Dougie Hamilton. But the Sabres keep it in as that shot goes completely wide, looking for a double deflection. Couldn't get there. Now Will Butcher over to Dahlin. Nice little deke move. He waits, skates around, keeps it in. He's in the corner, looking for somebody. Finally gets it over to Tage Thompson. Now, again, pinned against the boards. Thompson, and that pass comes out in front, and Ryan Graves tried to poke it away, and then the Devils are able to take it out. McLeod coming in. He's got Quokinen with him. McLeod waits, and then he just wraps it around, and there's Kuokkanen by himself, and we get a stoppage in play. And it looks like it's an offsides, I guess. Again, guys, I have the game on mute for obvious reasons, so I can't really always tell you exactly what it is. Nico Daws, 20 saves on 21 shots so far in his NHL debut, as we are about to reach the halfway point here of the third period with the game tied at 1. Joe Rogan saying, all my gambling advisors say Buffalo always starts strong and turn. I think they started bad streak yesterday. Jersey got this. I mean, I think they got off to a decent start last year as well and kind of faded. So maybe that's just kind of they're following status quo. But hopefully the Devils can not be part of that and just try to find a way to win. As Zacha comes down the right wing. Actually, Studenic gives over to Severson, that shot blocked. Studenic with a chance as well, and that one is also blocked. And then the puck is cleared out to center ice. Ty Smith with it now. Skates all the way back to his own zone, gives it to Severson. Nice pass over to Studenic. Studenic kind of flicks it into the zone, and now it's taken away by Frederick Gauthier, and then is immediately taken away again, this time by a Buffalo player. Dylan Cousins, who has the only goal back in the first period for Buffalo, dumps the puck in. Ty Smith now with it, and a takeaway here by Buffalo. That shot is stopped by Nico Daws. Another bad turnover that could have been disastrous there, but Buffalo still has the puck in. Hayden wraps the puck around, and Severson's poke checking it to Andreas Janssen. They're able to get it out to center ice. Dawson Mercer with it. Nice pass over to Jesper Bratt, who takes a weak shot that is easily stopped by Dustin Tokarski. So that was nearly a partial breakaway there for Jesper Bratt. Now the Sabres come down the other way. Potential 4-on-3 as that shot goes wide of the net, and it's going to roll all the way back down to the Sabres and lead now with the puck. 8:40 to go here in the third period. 1-1 now. The most recent goal a couple minutes ago on the power play by Devils captain Nico Hischier, his first of the year. Zacha now with it. Gets it over to Subban. Subban was able to just get over to Nico. Nico on the right side dumps it over to Tatar. Tatar, nice power move. Tatar comes in with a wrist shot. That one is saved. Another try is stopped. And another follow-up is again stopped by Tokarski. But the Devils still have it. Zacha, he tried to get a pass on a one-timer and he couldn't get there. Now Sabres have it, and they're able to chip it into the O-zone. Siegenthaler over to Nico. Nico creeping to the center ice, and now the Devils are trying to whack at it, and then it's taken away by Simons Girgensson, and then we get a stop for an offsides with 7:56 to go. And again, Nico just crouching over. He's definitely in a lot of pain. It's got to be something with the wrist or hand. He's fighting through it as best he can, and again, we'll see if it's any more significant once this game ends and moving forward. Now, Joe Rogan saying Blues up 3-1 if anyone is interested. So there you go. Blues are up 3-1 in their game. So obviously they are rocking and rolling. So that's obviously good. Joe's probably a very happy man. He's certainly getting his money's worth, so to speak, with some of the games that he's betted on here today. And once again, guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your Saturday night to jump on here with us on the Hockey Podcast Network to watch along this game between the Buffalo Sabres and New Jersey Devils. Again, if you're just joining us, it is 1-1 here with a little under 7 minutes to go in the third period. The most recent goal was scored, as you can see, by Devils captain Nico Hischier. My name, by the way, is Neil Villapiano. I am the host of the Devils State of Mind podcast, which covers all things New Jersey Devils. New episodes come out every Monday and Thursday. You can follow us on Twitter at Devils State, on Instagram at Devils State of Mind, and also make sure to like us on Facebook. And also make sure to like and subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel, where we post so much hockey content for all the teams in the NHL. We do a lot more live watch-alongs. We're going to continue to do more as the season progresses. We just reached over 300 subscribers. So now our next goal is to obviously get to 350, 400. Hell, man, if we could get to 1,000 by the end of this season, that would be awesome. So let's try to get that going here. Share this, like it, share with all of your friends. If you're a hockey fan, if you know someone who's a hockey fan, make sure you lead them to the Hockey Podcast Network and make sure they like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so they don't miss any new content that we post. Now we're back here to the game. The faceoff is just outside the Devils' defensive zone on center on the defensive zone, and the Devils win the faceoff. And that pass by Graves was blocked, and then Nico Daws had to go play it. So we'll see who's going to step up here after Nico tied it. Who's going to be the guy that's going to come through for the Devils at least to score that next goal to win this game, hopefully. Joe Rogan, by the way, he said, Panthers still tied up. Okay. And he says, I'll be tuned into every game you live stream if I'm home. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you know when we have new live watch-alongs, whether it's with me or anybody here at the Hockey Podcast Network when we do them. As a Sabres player, Tage Thompson is knocked down. Looks like no penalty was called there. So Joe Rogan saying, very entertaining. I'm loving it. Thank you, Joe, for all the comments that you've said. We really appreciate it that you're this active. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to us, 100%. It means a lot to me as well. As now the Sabres have it in their own zone. Just under 7 minutes to go in this game. The game is still tied at 1. Damon Severson with a shot, and that one is deflected and goes wide. Good opportunity there was Andreas Janssen in front. And now the Devils keep it in. Brad, one-time pass to Mercer, and that shot is blocked. Mercer looking for his second of the year. Brad now with it. Tried to make a pass down in front, but it was snuffed out by the Sabres, and they're finally able to chip it out. But only to center ice as Devils still have it here, but a bad pass is then taken away by Andreas Janssen. Long pass over to Brad, and he just missed them. Now the Sabres take it in, and they'll dump it into the zone here, almost with about 6 minutes to go in this game. And we'll see if either team can find a way to score here before this one is over. Pass over is blocked in front. Tried to make a pass. Will Butcher, former Devil, for this now with the Sabres, takes a shot, and that one is blocked by Ty Smith. Smith just trying to get it out, and he does. Now Buffalo regains it at center ice, and it looks like Donnelly's just going to dump it in here. Nico Daws with the puck now, passes it over, and that one was nearly taken away by Buffalo, and a nice pass that almost connected with Stunich, but now the Devils have it. Severson makes a pass. Nice day with the backhand, and it is stopped and held by Dustin Tokarski as Frederick Gauthier with the backhand, surprising Tokarski, and Tokarski actually had to, he wanted to look back. He actually looked back. He looked back to see if the puck was behind him. It wasn't. And we get a stop with 5:39 to go in this game. It is still 1-1, but the Devils have come on strong here, especially since they tied the game on the power play by Nico Hischier. And the teams are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will take a break as well as we get another message from our awesome people at DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, shout out to the wonderful people at DraftKings Sportsbook. And again, make sure to use our promo code THPN when you sign up. Rob Ford saying, buddy, if you want his number, just ask. Fair enough. Fair enough. Joe Rogan also giving us another update. Blues up 4-1. So Joe, I think it's safe to say that the Blues are going to get you some money tonight. So that's obviously good for you. If you put down some money for the Devils, hopefully they can find a way to get you a little bit more money here tonight. I gotta tell you guys, by the way, it's like the second or third watch along I've done just by myself, and it obviously you don't realize until you get into it like how much harder it is when you don't have like one or two other people with you that are talking, and you have to kind of just keep it going here. But I hope I've been entertaining you guys as much as I can throughout as we're now just over 2.5 hours into this live watch along. We started back at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and now we're here approaching 3 hours. But again, thank you guys so much for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. We're going to have a lot more of these as the season goes along, not just with myself, but a lot of people at the Hockey Podcast Network. Now the Sabres just won the faceoff in their own zone. 5.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Game is still tied at 1. Dylan Cousins with the goal for Buffalo, and Nico Hischier with the goal for the Devils. Joe Rogan asked, who do the Devils play next? Maybe they would be the better bet. They actually play, their next game is on Tuesday night against the Calgary Flames. That'll be the last of the 5-game homestand to start the year. Blake Coleman will be making his return to New Jersey for the first time since he got traded back in right before the pandemic when he was traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And obviously, Calgary's coming off a 4-3 win against the Washington Capitals, so they'll be definitely on a high. And they have a lot of talent, and their goaltending has certainly improved, so it's going to be a tough matchup. But obviously, the main focus right now is trying to finish off and win this game against Buffalo. He says, they're going to kill the Flames. Man, I'm going to be at that game. I'll be there live, so I'm really hoping that's the case. I want to see some goals. I want to see some entertaining hockey. He says, easy money. We'll see. We'll see. No, nothing is easy money, but I like the confidence, sir. Now the Devils dump the puck into the O-zone. And now an opportunity for Mercer. His shot gets blocked, but he's able to regain it here on the far left side. Pass it over to Bratt. Bratt now with it. Bratt, nice little move to the left. Still looking, goes behind the net, used the power move, tried to make a pass on in front, but it was taken away by a Buffalo player. Now it's intercepted again in the O-zone as Ryan Graves with a shot. And that one is right into the breadbasket of Dustin Tokarski, and he'll hold with 3:57 to go here in this period. Joe Rogan saying, trust me, they will beat the Flames. I really like the confidence. I really do. I may feel differently depending on how this game finishes here tonight, but I really like the confidence. It makes me feel more confident that the Devils will win that game. But obviously, I want to focus on the Devils finding a way to win this game here and try to get themselves to 3-1 to start the year. The faceoff is won by Buffalo. Dahlin with the puck now as he hit it off the boards, is able to go all the way down. Will be enough for an icing? Yes, it will. So we got an icing here with 3:49 to go. So the faceoff will be back in the Buffalo zone. They're showing Marian Studenic, the Slovakian kid who honestly has played really well in the couple of games that he's been in. I think he missed the last game or two. He's shown a lot of speed tonight, especially through the first two periods. Been more quiet here in the third, but it wouldn't shock me that much if he was the one that ended up being a major contributor, to hopefully the next goal that the Devils score, because he's played really well. He's kind of earned his stripes from last year, and obviously he's getting another really good opportunity here as being a bottom six type player. Gauthier coming down the right side, gives it over to Ty Smith. As a one-time shot there, and I'm not sure, I believe that was Sharon Govich. He just kind of whiffed on it, but a good opportunity there was not to be a whiff shot there. Nico with the puck now. Nico, bang, he gets the boards, and the Sabres are able to take it away. Pass out in front, and then Buffalo's able to clear it, and then they're still trying to just get it out, and now they'll be able to set it up. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Game still tied at 1. Does either team find a way to score here before the end of this regulation? It's Ruotsalainen with a shot, and that one is stopped by Nico Daws. Ruotsalainen's had a pretty good game himself. So that long overpass almost was intercepted, but the Devils are able to keep it, and then Nico just kind of dumps it in as the Devils looking to make a change. Kuokkanen keeps it in. Tatar now with it. Tatar tried to make a dump pass. It didn't work. Graves now with it. He takes a shot that's blocked, and Buffalo looking to just try to dump it out of the zone, and they eventually do. But Graves intercepts it at center ice and then clears it right at Tokarski. Buffalo being pinned a little bit, and now they get it out. Here comes Drake Caggiula down the right side. Caggiula making a play over to Gergensen. Gergensen now wraps it around the boards and misses it to I believe that was Bjork. Now it's Siegenthaler over to McLeod. McLeod, and he's overskated the puck, and we're going to get an offsides call with 2 minutes to go here, ladies and gentlemen. So does either team find a way to score before regulation is over, or are we going to have to play a little bit of extra hockey here tonight to decide a winner in this one? This has definitely been a very tight defensive game for both teams. It's just the Devils, they struggled in the first, got better in the second, and have definitely played better here in the third. They've had some good opportunities to take the lead, but it's Tokarski has definitely been on top of his game right now. Joe Rogan saying, Flames lost against the Ducks in my hometown Oilers. Easy money on Jersey. Trust me, guys. Make your bets now before the lines change. Yes, Joe. Joe is obviously very confident as that shot by Tage Thompson ends up going out of play with 1:45 to go. But Joe Rogan feeling confident, man. He's trying to convince a lot of you guys to put some money down on Jersey in their next game against the Flames. And again, make sure to use DraftKings and use our promo code THPN when you make that bet. We would greatly appreciate it. And trust me, you won't be disappointed. So Nico Daws continuing to be very, very solid in net here in his NHL debut. 20-plus saves on 20-plus shots. He gave up that early goal in the power play 3.5 minutes into the game, and since then he has stood tall and has been a big reason why the Devils have only been trailing by 1 throughout the majority of this game, and has given them enough to eventually get an opportunity to score and tie this game up. Joe Rogan saying, use that promo. Hell yeah, man. Please use that promo. Give it to your friends. Use it as much as possible. We would definitely appreciate it. Minute 20 to go here. Devils, right now, they're stuck in their own zone, just trying to get it out. Now Dahlin has it. He takes a wrist shot, and that shot is blocked. Another try there is stopped by Nico Daws, and then the Sabres are able to keep it. Butcher now with it. He gets it over to Bjork. Butcher with a try. That shot is stopped, and then it is cleared away. Can the Devils get it out? They're still struggling. Dahlin over, trying to make a long pass, and he couldn't get it. And then the Devils are able to clear it, and it'll go all the way down for an icing with 54.2 to go. Buffalo putting on a little bit of a push here. Well, not a little bit. A big push here at the end. A couple good chances, but Nico Daws continuing to stand tall. His family and friends are at this game, and they are loving how Nico Daws has played in this game. He has done everything he can to keep this team in it and try to find a way to win this game. And honestly, guys, if the Devils do find a way to win this game, Nico Daws better be the first star of the game, because he is the only reason the Sabres have only scored 1 goal up until this point. Face-off is won by the Devils. Dougie Hamilton now with it. Look at it, just try to get it out, and he does. Gets it to Studenic, who fires it into the stands. Is this going to be a penalty? That is the question. Looks like it's not. I think it just hit off the boards. Upcoming schedule, next 3 games for the Devils, like I mentioned before. This upcoming Tuesday, the 26th, at home against Calgary. And then they will be in Pittsburgh on Saturday, the 30th, against the Pittsburgh Penguins, their first road game. And then they'll be back home a couple days after that when they take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. So those are the next 3 games after this one for the Devils. Zacha looking to try to take the puck away, but it's intercepted by the Sabres. Sabres looking, just trying to get it, throws a pass out, and that one is knocked away. Both teams kind of bumping into one another and struggling to keep control of the puck. And now here come the Devils. Zacha with it. Zacha makes a nice move, but then gets stick lifted. And now coming the other way is Asplund. Asplund looking for a trailer. Gets into Olofsson. Olofsson dropped past to Asplund, but he missed him. And this pass missed it here. 10 seconds to go here. Gergensen with it now, looking for one last opportunity. It's stuck behind the boards right in front of Nico Daws. Pass out in front, just missed Will Butcher, and the clock will expire. So both teams are going to walk out of here with at least a point, but we're going to need at least overtime to determine who gets that second point and the win tonight. Joe, we're going to say I friendly bet shootout win Jersey since I laid all my cash on St. Louis. So, Joe, unless one of these 2 teams score in this 5-minute overtime, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to do that, to get some money. Papa Vilpiano, well-timed. Yes, I know. I'm pretty good at it. Said nix that. Okay, fair enough. Joe also saying Panthers up 3-2. You could tell by the emojis that Joe is pretty excited. He has got a lot of good vibes going for him right now. So we are now going into the overtime period here, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been a tough game for both teams. Sabres scoring early in the game, haven't scored since. Devils struggling in the first period, got a little bit better in the second, and then finally got themselves going relatively early here in this third period, scoring, as they show a replay here of the goal. Nico, who had scored earlier, but they waved it off because the ref blew his whistle, supposedly, before the puck crossed the line, gets himself a goal that actually counts. And so now these teams are going to overtime. The Sabres, this is their first game playing in overtime, so they have a 0-0 record. The Devils As I mentioned before, and if you saw the live watch along last week that I did, the Devils won 4-3 in overtime against the Chicago Blackhawks on the home opener. Jack Hughes had 2 goals and the game winner less than a minute into overtime. So just before this period starts, this overtime period, quickly in the comments, let me know who you think is going to win and who ends up getting the game-winning goal for either team, whether you want to pick Jersey or Buffalo. Let me know. So the Devils look like they're going with Michael McLeod, Pavel Zacha, and Dougie Hamilton. This is a very strange start. Don't really get that. But if it works, it works. Can't really complain if it works. Rasmus Dahlin, Victor Olofsson, and Tage Thompson are starting the overtime period for it. So it's 3-on-3 for the next 5 minutes. If nobody scores, we will go to the dreaded shootout, which a lot of you have predicted. So you guys are getting close to being right. Face-off won by the Devils. McLeod back out to Dougie Hamilton, and he'll go behind the net. Kind of sets it up. Now Dougie Hamilton with speed. Comes down, looking to try to create something. Hamilton with it. Dougie waits. Pass it back out to, I believe that's just for Brad, actually. So now they changed it like really quickly. It's Brad Zacha at Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton now with it. He takes a wrist shot that is easily held by Tokarski, and then he plays it. And so the Devils have an opportunity that is tough here. And now Tage Thompson with it. Gives it over to, looks like that's Hinestroza. Actually, it's Dahlin, excuse me. Gives over to Olofsson. And now Tage Thompson with it. Now Thompson comes in and faked like he was going into the ozone and then waited. Now gets over to Olofsson. Olofsson now with it on the right side, looking for somebody. Olofsson still with the puck. Waits, gives it over to Dahlin. Dahlin with a nice move. He comes in, dekes past one defender, comes right in, takes a shot, and that one goes high. And now an opportunity here is Jesper Bratt has an opportunity. He gets a breakaway, moves on in, backhand, and he missed the net wide. Jesper Bratt with an opportunity to end the game, and he couldn't get it. Now a partial breakaway chance going the other way. It's Asplund, and he overskated the puck. Now Nico with it, over to Ty Smith. And now the Devils come back the other way, 2-on-2, now 3-on-3. Bratt, Tatar now with the puck. He waits and he'll have to regroup. Give it over to Ty Smith and the Devils will reset. Ty Smith with it, looking for something, gives it over to Nico. Nico at center ice, moves in, looking for somebody to get open and nobody is, and he'll just retreat to allow guys to set up here as now Dougie's on with Nico, and it looks like that is Tatar. So that is it, and a long pass by Dougie Hamilton misses Tatar. Now Buffalo with the puck. 3 minutes to go here in the overtime. Game tied at 1. Buffalo with the puck now. Nice pass over to Dylan Cousins, and that pass is taken away by Tatar. And now Dougie has it. Now back to Tatar. Tatar over to Dougie, and that pass skips over. Now Mercer with the puck. Mercer back to Dougie. Dougie using his body, trying to keep the puck, and he ends up getting it knocked off. Sharagovich coming up in the play. He's getting boarded by former Devil Will Butcher. Now over to Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton at the top. Over to Sharangovich. Sharangovich looking, basically he's on his own. Getting pinned again by a Sabre defenseman. Losing the puck again. Mercer now with it. Gets it over and he just misses Damon Severson. And that puck is going to go all the way down. And Severson will have to regroup. 2:16 to go here in the overtime period. Game tied at 1. Severson over to Zacha. Zacha falls down. Didn't look like he got tripped at all. I think he just fell. And now Sharangovich with the puck, having a little bit of looking for help, and he gets it to Zacha. Zacha now over to Severson. Severson back to Zacha. Zacha at center ice now takes it in. Makes a nice little move. Gives it over to Severson. Severson with a little bit. Now drop pass to Zacha. Zacha with a reset, and he scores! Pavel Zacha in overtime! And the Devils have beaten the Buffalo Sabres 2-1 in overtime and have improved to 3-1 to start the season. Woo! And Nico Dawes gets his first National Hockey League victory in his first National Hockey League game. And if you're going to congratulate anybody and give a game puck to, and even the first star of the game, forget Pavel Zacha, it's Nico Dawes, number 50, with one hell of a performance here tonight. He was a big reason why the Devils were only trailing 1-0 for this long. They're showing his mom on the TV right now. She's in tears. Don't blame her. I'd be in tears too. And Pavel Zacha, with his second goal of the year, he scored an empty netter, but this one definitely is way more meaningful. as Zacha scores the game winner, and the Devils have improved to 3-1. They're 3-1 on this homestand, so they've already been able to confirm that they will be finishing this homestand to start the season with a winning record. And now they'll have a couple days off before they play their final game of this 5-game homestand to start the year when they take on the Calgary Flames on Tuesday. But Severson, nice behind-the-back pass to Zacha. Zacha had a lot of time and went just under the glove of Dustin Tokarski, and he was able to score there. So a big win for the Devils. It was a tough one, but the Devils found a way to win it. Joe Rogan said, me finding this channel made me win. The betting gods are with us. Jersey either way, but I bet in the shootout. Well, I don't know if you still get some money because the Devils won in overtime, but we appreciate that you found our channel, and we hope you continue to stick with us as we continue to show you guys more content throughout the year. And he said, if I found this channel yesterday, I would have parlayed Jersey and St. Louis for the big-time retirement money. Yeah, maybe do that for the next live watch-along that we do, or the next games that we do. He also said 2 minutes left in the third, 3-1 Panthers. Now it's 3-2. Papa Villapiano, whose favorite player on the team is Zacha, just going, Zacha! So obviously he's pretty pumped up. Joe Rogan, anyone who bet on Jersey when it was 1-0, you're laughing now. Very true. He also says 4-2 Panthers. And then obviously Lorraine Villapiano saying, go Devils. Absolutely. Let's go Devils. That was a big-time win. Right now, they're going to show the 3 stars of the game. And it looks like that the third star of the game, or, we'll see here in just a moment. So we'll see here in just a moment. So they gave Nico Daws the third star. I think that's a crime. Okay. Yeah, he should be the first star of the game. This man made 20-plus saves on 20-plus shots. After giving up 1 goal, he did everything he could to keep the Devils in this game, and he got his first NHL win. That should have been he should have been the first star of the game, but he's the third star. Nico Hischier with the goal to tie the game up in the third is the second star of the game. We'll definitely see if there's anything significant with that injury that he was dealing with throughout the game. And then the first star of the game, also not a surprise, with the game-winning goal in overtime, Pavel Zacha. So Nico Daws, Nico Hischier, and Pavel Zacha. I think I found what could be my title for my next episode coming out on Monday. But that was a great job by the Devils to find a way to still win that game. Granted, they had to go to overtime to do it, but 2-0 to start on overtime. That's awesome. They're 3-1 to start the year, 3-1 in this homestand, and hopefully they can grab this. And it's great that they bounced back from a frustrating 4-1 loss to the Capitals on Thursday to come back and win this game. And let's hope that they can come in on Tuesday and beat the Flames and finish this homestand to start the year at 4-1. That would be a really awesome way to start the year. So the Devils have gotten 6 of a possible 8 points to start the year. That is exactly how we want to start, especially with some guys out right now. That's kind of the thing is it looks like Zacha's having some trouble with the headphones. So don't know if they're going to have an opportunity to speak to him like they normally do. A lot of Devils fans are shaking hands and hugging Nico Daws' parents. They're just over the moon right now. I'm sure that they're absolutely thrilled. Nico Daws, hey, man, he made a case for being potentially that third goaltender on this team. I mean, he's really proven that he belongs in the NHL. He said that he felt that he belonged, and he proved it tonight. One hell of a performance from Mr. Nico Daws. He was phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal here. Let's look at some of the statistics. The shots were 39-25 in favor of the Devils. So Nico Daws stopping 24 of 25 shots. 13-10 block shots in favor of Buffalo, I believe. Yep, Buffalo. The Devils. I'm just trying to learn. It's a little bit confusing on here. The Devils were able to score on the power play. They did better on the penalty kill. Granted, they didn't have a lot of time on the penalty kill, but still, it worked out. All in all, just for them to find a way to win this game and everything like that, it's absolutely phenomenal. Joe Rogan saying, also Penguins smashed the Leafs. I thought about bet 7-1 Penguins. Sheesh. Steve Dangle's going to have fun doing that post-game video when that game's finally over or if it's over now. But just an awesome awesome job by the Devils to come back and win this game. And again, for them to come from losing as they did 4-1 to the Capitals, to come back, granted, you got off to a really slow start. It was frustrating, as you can tell, but they still were able to be resilient and get that goal in the power play by Nico, redeem himself, and then Zacha in overtime scoring that goal. It's awesome. Shout out to the Buffalo Sabres. They played hard. They're 3-2 now, losing back-to-back, but they're still going to be a competitive team throughout the rest of the season, I feel like, and they're definitely no pushover. But the Devils, with a 3-1 victory, their next game, like I mentioned, will be this Tuesday, the 26th at 7 o'clock against the Calgary Flames. Now will be the fifth and final game of this homestand to start the year, as the Devils will welcome back Blake Coleman, his first trip back to Jersey since he was traded. Before I go really quickly, I just want to do one last quick sponsorship message from our people at DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, as always, thank you so much to the people at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this video and everything that we do at the Hockey Podcast Network. We greatly appreciate it. Joe Rogan saying, I vote for more live streams. This was fun. Yeah, man, this is the fourth one I've done already here on the Hockey Podcast Network. I'm having so much fun doing these. I'm definitely going to do a lot more. The boys at the Hockey Pod Network, they absolutely love that I do these. A lot of people seem to enjoy them as well. And I thank everybody for doing that. And I thank for everybody that comes on and shows support for me and the Hockey Podcast Network. We all greatly, greatly appreciate Papa Villapiano. Now that the game is over and my boys won, I want to know why the first goal was disallowed. From what I could gather, it was simply that the ref blew the whistle before the puck went into the net, or so what they were going off of. So that was the whole reason why that goal was disallowed. Other than that, I really don't know why that goal was disallowed. But before I sign up for the night, as we have just reached the 3-hour mark, again, make sure to like and subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel, THPN. Subscribe, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, any new hockey content that we post here. We're going to do way more live watch-alongs as the year goes along, and make sure you stick around and join us because you're in for one fun ride. You can follow me on Twitter at Devil's State and also on Instagram at Devil's State of Mind. Make sure to like us on Facebook as well. We post new episodes on the Hockey Pod Network every Monday and Thursday. You can get those wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen, Google, Spotify, iTunes, wherever. Just search Devil's State of Mind or the Hockey Podcast Network and you'll find it. Probably this whole concept is awesome. I totally agree. I've loved doing these since we started doing them. They're so much fun, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more as the year goes on. You can follow me on my personal Twitter at THENVPSHOW and my personal Instagram at NVPQB11. One last plug that I want to make sure to go check out my 3 books that I have on Amazon.com. The first one is Maple Leafs to Maple Laughs, which talks about the torture and heartbreak of being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. That book is for the price of $19.69, and if you're a Leafs fan or a hockey fan, you probably know why it chose that price. Also, JETS, Pain, 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 which talks about the pain and suffering of being a New York Jets fan, and also Meet the Mets Mess, the REGRETS of New York Town. Both of those books are for the price of $19.69. So you could probably figure out why I chose those prices as well. $19.67, by the way, is the price of the Maple Leafs to Maple Laughs book and everything like that. So go check out those books as well. Buy a copy, leave a review. I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you all so much. If you stuck along this entire time, thank you for taking some time out of your Saturday to watch this game with me and enjoy it with me. I really do appreciate it. And I will definitely be back doing more live watch-alongs. We're going to be doing more as the season progresses. And again, like and subscribe to the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel so you don't miss any new videos and content that we put out. So with that being said, my name is Neil Villapiano of the Devil's State of Mind podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good night. Be safe and take care.